They got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause they got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't.
What it do, fam? You're listening to the Urban Sports Scene. I am Wole, and welcome to our special Commanders Edition pod. We got to talk about the new DC hire and Drake and Daronte Jones. So we got to talk about that. He went to the HBCU. You know what I mean? Like he from the DMV. So we gotta talk about it. You already know what time it is. Before we knock out some logistics, hey, you can subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Check out our website, which is www.urbansportscene.com. Make sure you subscribe to our Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel. If you're in the YouTube chat, we accept super chats. Super chats help us support our show. The super chats, each super chat will be prioritized over all comments in the chat. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at Urban Sports Scene, and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. You could also join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Just search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. All right, let's get into our tradition, the pregame. Here's what we have on tap. I'm going to open up the chat, and we will have an open panel discussion. We're going to do this again. We did this for the David Blau episode, so we're going to do it for this episode as well. So I'm going to open up the chat. We're going to talk about the Commanders hiring DMV's own Daronte Jones to become their new defensive coordinator. Again, I'm about to open up this chat, and I'm going to put the link in the chat so folks can chime in. Actually, let me do this as well because we're having an issue on our Facebook account. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to do this I'm going to do this in real time. I don't got time for this. Real time. There we go. We're good with that. Come on. There we go. Taking long enough. Real time, but you're making sure. I know folks, bear with me, folks. All right, here we go. I got to make sure we're good. All right. So, all right, we got in the chat. We got the homie Slim. We got, I know, Paul. I heard you when you went to your high school as well. DCPG. You already know, man. Boosted had somebody from the area. But so I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Let me do that right now. Put the link in the chat. Let me save any time. Here we go. Oh, no, not that. Stay, not that. I almost hit the leave the show type of thing. Here we go, y'all. Cool, copy paste. Here we go. We're in the chat. We're gonna live live. We're gonna live lovely. Links in the chat. We're gonna talk about all that. But let me also open it up in this. Well, let me open it up and say this. Like I said last week, before I let folks in, folks gotta be respectful for everybody's opinion. If you disagree, just say you disagree. No name calling, no trying to berate anybody, make somebody feel little. Just say you disagree and go on why you disagree with something or whatnot. So everything has to be respectful. But before I see we got one already we got one, my man Paul in the chat. He's in the queue. But before we dive into it, I'm gonna give my opinion of the hire. Man, I like the hire because of the body of work, where this man came from, the work he had to. He's been on different staffs as a defensive back coach. He was on a good staff with Brian Flores is a guy that a lot of folks want to hear, right? So he was under that. He was on that staff. He's a guy that was a defense. He did call plays, and even though it was in the college rank at LSU, I think that was in 2021. And then you look at some of the people he's worked under. So, and he has been under Brian Flores and what he did with his defense, and you only kind of look at an individual and saying in terms of who the head guy was at the DC, and you think that he's going to learn from that individual. We see that with Sean McVay. We've seen that with Mike Shanahan. We've seen that with that type of tree where you hope that a guy under that tree becomes just as good as his mentor, right? So I like the hire. It's young. So I know a lot of folks are in favor of that. It's a young guy. But it's all an unknown. So wait and see. But I like the approach. And to me, I'm gonna give Dan Quinn credit. It shows a lot of balls, right? Because you're putting your future in the hands of young dudes, and they got to kind of pan out for you. So, with all that being said, we got Paul, my man Paul, in the chat already. So let me open it up. What is good, Paul? Man, what's good, my guy?
What up, Wole? What's going on with you?
What's good, bro? What is good? Like, so I asked you, waiting on, we see we get some other individuals in here, but
Right.
what is your, but I'm starting with you. What's your overall vibe on, this hire?
Well, first of all, I like the hire. Like you said, I agree with everything you said before you put me on. Was that both of them are young assistants? You got different perspectives, new energy in the building, and I expect Jones especially to revitalize his defense. So I was very much in favor of the hire. It kind of shocked me, we talked about it before because we were thinking about. I know me personally, I was talking about Carl Scott. They was waiting on him.
Yeah.
So for them to get Jones right out the blue, I'm like, okay, they kept it kind of low. So I'm like, all right, I appreciate that. You heard no rumors about him being a leader or anything like that. They kept it under wraps. And I expect this is just my opinion on this. I think when they interviewed Flores, I think Flores gave them the dime on Jones. Say, hey, you can't get me.
Yeah.
My defensive passing coordinator is ready to go.
I agree with that thought process. I think that I will say, like, I feel like, and it's some people can just interview well for a job, right? Like, it is what it is. Like, we've said this on this show, right? That Dan Quinn wasn't the first option, but I'm sure he interviewed well enough to make him an option to be a head coach on the team, right? Regardless of being the first option, like, he did well enough in that interview process for you to kind of be like, all right, you know what, we can hire you. And it's probably, I'm sure Jones did the same thing as well. We've seen that. Even if we can go as far back as Mike Tomlin. Like, the reason why he got the Steelers job, his interview was awesome for what I heard.
Right.
So it's all about, like, how you kind of apply yourself. So I agree. I think, and also, like, not being patient, just like the David Blau situation where maybe you just couldn't wait that long. Maybe you were impressed with this young dude and it wasn't a given that you're going to get what's his name again? The guy from Seattle. What's his name? Scott, right? Yeah,
Carl Scott. Yeah.
Yeah,
Scott.
Yeah. You may not be able to get Scott. Not be able to get Scott. So there may be a situation where that, they may not get him. So it's like, let's not play with it. Because we could be in a situation we get nobody, right?
Exactly. But you know how funny things are.
Yeah.
Come to find out, Schwartz ready to leave Cleveland. So I was like, wow, 24 hours later.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you wait, you know what I mean? And I think I see Todd saying, what's up? Like, Todd, you wanted like Schwartz, but that's a good, like, that's the thing, right? Like, you couldn't wait that long. But again, you don't know the situation for what it is.
Right.
And Schwartz is a different situation. We can all talk about this type of stuff. And I see DC Slim in the chat, so I'm gonna put him on as well. But like, you don't know, like, you don't know that type of situation even for Schwartz situation, right? You still got to give him a higher position because that's a lateral move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So let me go put Slim. What's going on, Slim?
What's up, Slim?
Wole, Paul, what it do? How we doing? DCPG all day, every day.
I love it.
Yeah.
My man Capitol Heights too, man. I ain't even say he from Capitol Heights. That's what makes it kind of like he from around the way. You know what I mean?
He literally down the street from me.
Exactly. Real. You know what I'm saying? Like, he down the street. That's what I
down the street.
That's Ward 10. You know, Oxon Hill Ward 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Capitol Heights Ward 10.
Yeah,
Ward 10. Yeah.
Right. That's what makes it like kind of dope for a guy that comes from where we come from, and he gets this opportunity. I mean, as a coach, you see that as a player, but you don't really see it as coaches. So I kind of think that's one thing that's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's real dope.
You know
I was just shocked like everybody else was. I'm like, dog, I was like, okay. Then once you do your research, you're like, man, he got all the credentials.
He put in the work.
He put in the work.
That's the thing. He put in the work. That's what you want to kind of like, you feel good about it. He put in the work. Hey, so Slim, I was at like same question I asked Paul, man. And Taj, I see I'm about to put you on as soon as Slim gets his point across. So Slim, what was your thought process when you heard the news that they hired this man?
Okay, here it come. I got that. I don't want nobody to think I'm negative, right?
I know it's all good. I thought that way too. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
You ready for this?
Go for it.
All right. I don't see why he ain't the head coach.
Oh, I ain't go that far. But go ahead, though. Explain yourself, though. You saying it? Explain it.
Okay, so if you saying I, I'm a Doc Walker, my man. I'm gonna use a Doc Walker quote. All right.
I love Doc.
Doc said, if you can take a great man and get his protege, right, you winning.
Yeah.
So tell me how this guy now is not a better head coach. So if we hiring all these new people, you watching everything going on, why couldn't we just hire him as the head coach? Are you telling me Dan is evaluating people to take his job?
No, this is job security.
I mean, I feel like, again, I said this earlier, man. Like, these are people where put it this way, it's better for him to sign to get guys that are green to the green, not green, because it's like he's called plays in college. So I'm not gonna act like he has never called a defense or whatnot. But in the NFL, he hasn't, right? It's better for Dan to have guys. That's the same thing I said about David Blau. There's not going to be a outroar for this person to take your job when you don't have any head coaching or even offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator experience. You know what I mean? So it's not that outcry. Like, all right, if say Brian Flores took this gig, right? Let's just be real. Like, he took this defensive coordinator gig. You're going to get outcry if his defense is doing what it's supposed to be doing, right? And we're still losing football games. You're going to get outcried that Brian Flores should be replacing Dan Quinn. You know what I mean?
You'll lose with Brian Flores being the head coach because he can't be the coordinator that he is.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I'm saying you'll get the outcry. You'll still get an outcry.
No, but you'll get the outcry for
the image. It's the image. You'll get the outcry. Same thing for if they like all the dudes or even the Swartz. Same thing like Todd, like Swartz, and I'm putting Todd in here too. But like even Swartz, if he's struggling, you're still gonna get that outcry. You know what I mean? Like, because these dudes,
what it do?
These
Todd?
Yeah. Because these dudes will always have that like gravitas, right? They have that gravitas. You're not gonna. No one's worried about like these young dudes as coordinators right now, thinking of them as head coaches. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a thing right now. You know what I mean? For them at this point in time. Now, if their units perform, I think that will be to be discussed. What's up, Taj? What's your thought? I want to get your opinion. Are you on? You good?
Hey,
you good?
I'm getting can y'all hear me? I'm getting feedback.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, let me back in for a second.
All right, we'll get Taj back. Anybody again? This chat this forum is open for anybody in the chat. So, folks, I'm putting a link in there again. Anybody, feel free to jump in. But yeah, that's what I would say. Like, I feel like these hires are calculated hires. I just feel like the other dudes that everybody wanted, or the dudes that we all talked about, there's fear. Like, even like we talking about Clint Kubiak, right? As an example, in terms of the offensive side. That's he's been talked about being a head coach. None of these dudes that we are talking to, like Jones or Blau, none of these guys have been interviewed for head coaching jobs. You dig what I'm saying? So
they're like two, excuse me, let me cut you off. They're like 2 years, they're like 2 years away of being head coaches, depending on their performance and how their units work.
Agreed. And I think that works for Dan.
Yeah, it works for Dan.
He plays like that mentor role. Like, he could play like
exactly. I was gonna say that. He's the mentor in this situation, whereas he's not like everybody else said. You're not going to hire your replacement. Let's be real.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It's job security.
Go ahead, Slim. What you saying, Slim?
Wait a minute.
Slim, you know how the game works, Slim. You know how the game works.
Okay. The wording here, I heard mentor used 3 times.
That's what he's gonna try to be.
So he couldn't have been a mentor last year. So
to who? To
whoever's on that team.
Well, to Witt, definitely a mentor to Witt. I'll give you that. He's a mentor.
And let me throw this out there too. Look, man, I am not feeling Joe Witt taking all of the blame for this. Okay,
this is crazy.
Hey, look, man.
I want to hear this. Go ahead, Slim.
I want to hear it. I definitely want to hear it.
He is the easy scapegoat, and that's why he was the first to get fired, because Adam and cliche Danny, they knew that was going to happen. Now we can't sit here and say and blame everything on Joe Witt when the person who was in charge of him let him get away with bloody murder. Okay, plain and simple. So he did what he was told. All right. Now to just blame Joe Witt and not cliche Danny is nasty work. It's definitely nasty work.
I mean, they both. I mean, don't get twisted. I think they all. I mean, you're halfway. I mean, Dan deserves blame. I'm not. No one. I have not taken any blame away from Dan in this situation because again, I'm gonna be real with you. Like you're supposed to be, and Todd just mentioned this before. You're supposed to be like this defensive guru as a coordinator. Like the one thing you're supposed to hone in is defense. Your offense can struggle, but the one thing is you're supposed to hone in. Your defense is supposed to be your calling card. And even if you're a head coach, if that defense looks bad, before Joe Witt, to be real with you, I'm gonna look at you to be real with you. But that also in play, like it just shows how, like one, Joe Witt wasn't ready for that position, and secondly, Dan didn't coach him up to be ready for that position because that's defense is you. Like it'd be different if you was an offensive minded head coach and your defense sucked, and I would be like, all right, well that ain't on you because if your offense is rocking and your defense sucked, I'm gonna put that on the guy you just hired because you don't really coach offense, you coach defense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like,
so
to your
Wole,
point,
let me ask you this. So if we go 7-9, right? You don't think we repeated ourselves because if you're saying that somebody had no experience, and you go out and hire 2 more people who don't have experience, I think we hiring scapegoats.
I don't think this is the thing. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think they are scapegoats. I don't think they're scapegoats this year. And this is my opinion. I feel like you putting it all on the wrist right now. You putting like all on the line because I feel like we're gonna give them like the grace period because they are new. We're gonna give them
what is the grace period, Wole?
Oh, I'm giving them a year or two. I'm giving them 2 years.
Year and a half, 2 years.
So if you giving them a year, this is why I say I think this was all done backwards. If you're gonna give them a year or two, why didn't you just blow the whole thing up? Because this is actually gonna set you back 2 more years.
If it fails, yes. If it fails,
well,
I agree.
To your point, DC Slim, to your point, DC Slim, it's a soft reboot. You got rid of 2 coordinators you got rid of one that was looking for. You got rid of one who was looking for a new job anyway. And you got rid of one who wasn't qualified for the position. So, and you know how football is. It was a fluke year last year. Let's just admit that because we are basically a mediocre team. Last year was a fluke. JD played like Michael Jordan 87. So, you know, it's like that's what happens. This year we came back down to earth and you saw what happened. So he had to, had to do a soft reboot. It's like, look, Cliff, we go our separate ways. You know, Witt, you wasn't qualified for the job anyway. So you hired 2 new guys and looking like this, DC Slim. If those 2 guys are successful this year, they could get head coaching jobs and force our hand like, hey, we need to hire one of these BR coaches.
Depends how good they are. Yeah, I agree with that.
We need to hire one to stay on the staff.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'll say this. I think DC, like you're right about. And hey, Todd, give me a thumbs up if you good. All right, you good? All right, now you're good. All right. Before I say anything, I'll let Todd. Todd, what's going on, Todd? So Todd,
what's going on, fellas?
What's good, bro?
What it do?
What it do?
All right, give me your thought on this before we dive in even more. Give me your thought on this new hire for the PG Zone. Mr. Daronte. I like his name, Daronte Jones. I feel like saying Randy Watkins or something. Daronte Jones. Go ahead.
I mean, ultimately, I like the hire for what it is. I mean, it's ultimately what you want as a fan or as a coach or ownership. I mean, to me, I think everybody was screaming that they wanted young eyes. They wanted a freshness to it. Now we got it, and I hear people complaining about it. So,
well, he not young. Remember that, Taj.
Yeah, he's nice.
About to be 50.
Yeah, not young like.
Okay,
yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I know. You're talking about, I feel like young for a quarter. You know how it is nowadays. You gotta be like. I mean, back in the day, you had to be like 55. Right. But you're right though. I know you're talking about DC. Right. You're right.
So I mean, I get it. Age wise, he might be in the middle of the pack. But then I'm thinking like as far as experience, I mean. He's been exposed to the Zimmer tree, the Flores tree, and I forgot who the other person he was up under, Vance Joseph or something like that.
Right.
Joseph was. So he's got a good lineage or bloodline, so to speak, with him. So I just think it's to the point now where, I mean, I'm in a wait and see, because if anybody sit here and tell you they know what they're going to get, they lying. I mean, you know, this guy is bringing fresh ideas to the board,
which is important.
Which is important. You can't say that he's a Dan Quinn copy or disciple or copycat or twin, because he has no connections to Dan Quinn, not that I know of.
Thank God.
So I mean, so it's to the point now where, you know, it's a wait and see. I think I kind of agree with some of the private conversations that some of us has had, where we're gonna know a lot by the first or second preseason game. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm not too up and I'm not too down. It's kind of like they heard what the fan base wanted and they gave it to you.
Well, I mean, I'll say this much: they did hear the fan base one, and I think this is the most important thing in terms of, regardless of what you feel about like Dan Quinn, and I'm like indifferent. I don't even care about Dan Quinn for be honest with you. But I do, like, in terms of where, like, listening to like the court, like, you didn't get the coordinator that folks wanted, but again, those coordinators I feel like were untouchable. To be real with you, I felt like the coordinators that we all wanted were untouchable because they're just too good at their craft to be either going to be head coaches or they're going to stay in their places. They're going to stay in their situations. And for DC Slim's point, the only way those coordinators will come here is unless they become head coaches over here. You had to fire Dan Quinn. So that was not going to happen, right? So it's all right. Next best situation is to get somebody under a tree, under somebody who coached at the highest level. And we all looked at, like, we may want like Seattle or whatever. When you look at the if you compare talent to what these other teams have had, like we've said this on this show, Minnesota's talent ain't like the most elite talent in the world defensively if you look at it as a collection of pieces. But Flores
I got to disagree with you on that.
But let me finish real quick though. I got you. I'm gonna let you go. Let me finish, and then you can do it. You can go about it. I have no issue with it. But like, if you look at like from like before Flores got there in terms of the talent and how he kind of changed that defense, So you got somebody under him now who's learned that whole situation. You know what I mean? Learn how to be learn under one of the better defensive minds in football. So I think you bringing that knowledge here. Anyway, it's different from Dan. It's a different system than Dan can work here. We know that the Vikings had a pressure defense, right? They blitzed on second down a lot. We'll get something totally different that we're accustomed to seeing. All right, go ahead, DC Slim. Go ahead, say what you want to say.
All right, so I'm tired of people saying that Minnesota has some beast players. I heard a stat today that they only gave up one touchdown in their last 8 games.
Yeah,
and they played good teams. Now, going back to what you're saying, bro, I think this is a great hire. I think he's in the wrong position. So once again, I think he should be the head coach of the team. And I think he is worth 5 years. Okay. So if you telling me that if he do great, let's say he do great, right? And we lose him next year. That was a waste of time.
If he does great, we're gonna lose him. I within a year or two. I agree with that.
So what are our expectations? So let's say he do good. Why would he want to stay here? So we're not making it secure for him. We're almost setting him up to fail.
The job. I got you. I get you.
It's a tricky situation by you not letting Dan Quinn, and going back to what you said about these coordinators. Look, a lot of people didn't want to come here because, like I said before, it's no cachet. All right. If you telling me you got Dan Quinn, if the world watched what they did with Cliff Kingsbury and Joe Witt, if you are a coordinator, why would you even show your face here? Now, I think my man done came here because it's the hometown. That's a great opportunity for him to come back the way he was raised and how he came up. And I'm super proud of him. But I almost feel sorry for him in the sense of he going to be there with Cliche Danny. And he got to deal with Bobby Wagner. So that means if Cliche Danny and Adam loves Bobby, his defense is useless.
And Todd, you want to? I think you have a comment to respond to that.
I'll say this. No, first of all, no coordinator is going to sit down and how can I put this? I get your point where you saying why would a coordinator want to come here in X, Y, and Z? Get that. But for the most part, I just think you have to understand that first of all, we got to find out what type of coach does the ownership want. See, everybody thinks that coaching is just X's and O's. I know a lot of guys that can draw up plays and coach things up. A lot of it is behind the scenes stuff that we're not privy to. A lot of it is about relationships. A lot of it is stuff that we don't glorify or we even talk about. And again, I'm not trying to wave the pom-poms for Dan Quinn because at the end of the day, I just want to win. Yeah. So if he's not winning, he can go. But I also want to be fair about it too. The guy was here for 2 years. First year, he went to the NFC Championship game. Whether you want to give him credit for that or not, he went. Now, the second year, he bottomed out. Whether you want to give him all the credit for that, again, that's your prerogative. I just think he was always somewhere in the middle. And I just think that, I don't think our offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator is ready to be head coaches yet. Not saying they won't be there in a year or two. So that's why I kind of disagree with the whole premise of Quinn should have been wiped out and this dude should have been named head coach off the break. Not saying he can't be a good head coach. It's just a lot that has to go into that. As a matter of fact, I remember watching a McVay interview and he was saying, they was asking him what was one of the most difficult things about being a head coach his first year or two. And he was like learning how to deal with relationships, learning how to deal with issues outside of football, learning how to deal with organizational type of stuff that is required of the coaches. He was like the X's and O's was easy. And I think that that's how come some offense and defensive coordinators don't do well as head coaches. I think of the North Turners. I think of the Wade Phillips. I think of all these people that were great coordinators because that's all they had to worry about was calling plays, designing plays. But the minute they became head coaches, they flopped. And a matter of fact, some people might say that Dan Quinn fits in that category.
He definitely fits in that category.
He's that category.
But I say this.
But
I say this though. He might be in that category, but he has gone to championships with different organizations as the head coach.
But he also had a bunch of great players. Okay, so look to me, Dan Quinn is a average okay coach if he doesn't have great players. So him in Seattle, he had the Legion of Boom, dog. He didn't. All they called was one defense the whole game.
They did.
When he was in Dallas, he had 2 great pass rushers and a good quarterback. So he really has not had to coach. When he was in Atlanta, he had Julio Jones. That offense was dynamic. Defense wasn't that bad. Yeah. What I'm saying to you is you have just made a major hometown move by keeping the guy who took me to the championship and stunk it up. That is his cause of being fired right there. Now, me having this new guy right here, this is an opportunity for us not to be the same organization that we always are. Because in a minute, basically, to me, what I think Adam is giving Dan too much power. And you saying it's bigger than X's and O's and relationships. I think Dan's relationship with people are overrated. I think he's way too hyped up as a great person, as everybody loves him. That is the sound of a person with no discipline. You understand what I'm saying? And we're going to carry that over next year. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with that defensive coordinator. He's going to lose respect for Dan just like every other coach did. Okay? Remember, Cliff Kingsbury, Dan Quinn was Cliff Kingsbury's mentor. He fired him. All right? He said Joe Witt was his boy. He fired him. You know, my man in Baltimore, the reason why he quit, he got fired, Harbaugh, because he wouldn't fire none of his boys.
He wouldn't fire his boys. That's true.
So Dan Quinn is fake to me. He's a snake oil salesman. He has a lot of great words. And I don't know why you just didn't make this guy the head coach. Because I don't need him to call plays because he's inexperienced. I guarantee you this, and I heard this the other day. Flores respects him as a leader. Okay. Flores was watching him. So I need him to bring Flores' attitude here. Those two attitudes are going to clash.
Well,
go Paul. Yeah, Paul. Go ahead.
This is what we talked about, and I want to mention this before I forget it. I mentioned the Taj and Wole in our little chat, but I think Dan realized the game has passed him by, and I think that's why he did a total 180 on his defensive coordinator. He could have hired Al Harris, people who ran the same stuff he did, but he realized it hasn't worked for 2 years. So what you do, you go against opposite of what you do, and he hired a totally different type of DC coordinator who has that attitude, that aggressive attitude, who's going to be very demanding. I know one thing, and I agree with you, DC Slim, on this, and I did my research. Working on the floor ain't easy, and you his number 2 guy, so just by osmosis, that's going to carry on to your own personality. You're not going to imitate him per se, but it's going to be part of how you're going to go about things as a DC. And I think he's going to be very hard on these players. He's going to be successful. The simple fact is what he's going to bring to the table, who he is as a person, and how he's going to relate to other people. One of the things I heard about Jones is he learned how to relate to people. That's one thing he picked up on when he was at LSU. One thing he picked up on through his travels. He learns how to relate to all type of people. So the thing is now, and it's the second part to probably talk about later on, is that he needs the players now to be successful.
Yeah,
he needs some players, not all players. I'm not saying he'll need an all-star, but like you said, like you always said, they did more with less in Minnesota.
Yeah, I just think that like one. I mean, my belief is like I don't look at it like I look at it like what do you like? Just like let's bring it in real. Let's be real life people, like real life. Bring it into your day-to-day job, right? Like chances are you're not gonna bring in a person that you feel like is gonna replace you. Like like you do plan in the future for somebody. Like if you're a mentor, you do plan for somebody to replace you in the future, right? But that's like maybe a 3-year, 4-year window, like that, and that's a time frame. You like, you know what, you're ready to like take it to the next level. But truth be told, like anybody who's hiring somebody, you're not hiring somebody who can possibly replace them after year 1. You know what I mean? So I don't look at that's how I look at this issue. That's how I look at this hire. And I don't think I think Adam is smart enough, and like the organization, and even I would hope fans are smart enough. That's the most important thing to me. Fans. I hope fans are smart enough to know that, like, all right, we're gonna give these 2 individuals 2 years. You know what I mean? Just like because we come into being in terms of younger coordinators or first-year coordinators or rookie quarterbacks, second-year quarterbacks, we've come into a situation where everything's a microwave society. Like we need them to be great right now. We got a guy in the Super Bowl who everybody gave up on, and he's in the Super Bowl, and Sam Darnold. Like we're in a microwave society, so it's same thing can come to coaching with a young dude. Like I would just hope that when folks like with this individual, with Jones or even in Blau, like let's not, if something goes awry off the rip, let's not go left. As long as we see potential in how they call plays, as long as their progression in like from week to week, from the first 8 weeks to the next 9 weeks or whatever, like as long as we see progression in that situation, then I'm fine. Like real talk. Like I'm like, all right, I see it. But we got to see it, obviously. If it's bad all year round, then that's a problem. Like that means you have like that's putting, because you're dealing with Jayden Daniels, you're dealing with a younger quarterback. On the defensive side of football, you just want to look competent. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. You just want to look competent. Like I feel like I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like with Jones, he has a lot. So he doesn't have to do that much to look better. Let me be honest with you. He don't got to do that much to look better.
The bar is low.
The bar is low. Like
the bar is low.
At least on offense, you can make an argument and say, all right, we got to be able to sustain third downs. We got to be able, because this team was already ranked high. They're one of the best running football teams last season. So there is something that Blau is going to have to work with compared to his counterpart. like Jones in the situation, like, bro, all I gotta do is if I can get us from like 29th to 30 to like 15 to 20, I'm good. Like, I'm good. Like, all he has to do, like what we saw last year was horrible. He don't gotta be that much to be an improvement. I'm sorry. He don't gotta do that much. So I feel like I don't think he's set up a failure. Like, I don't go hold you. I think he's set up to give you a look to saying, hey, I'm better than that, though. I'm better than that. Like, y'all may not be happy, but I'm better than that.
You can't be worse than 32.
Yeah. Go ahead, DC Slim.
Go ahead, DC Slim. When I say failure, bro, I know Dan Quinn is not going to let this man take his job. So what I'm saying is he is not going to be put in a position to succeed Dan Quinn, which I think if you give him this job, it is saying that this guy going to take your job, or he should have just took his job. See, like, I'm listening to y'all say talk, and it's actually scaring me the most, because y'all, we don't have time for this. I'm being straight up. We ain't got time to be bringing nobody in here who's inexperienced. That's not, you know why we got this? Because nobody wanted this job. I don't know why people don't want to stick to that point. Dan Quinn is not respected in this league anymore. The players don't. And the reason why I think they brought this dude is to try to entice certain players to come. Which, if I'm a player, as long as Dan Quinn is there, I might have second thoughts on coming.
I mean, I'll say this much. I mean, he has players that do like Micah Parsons wants to play for that dude. Like, so you got elite players that want to play for him. But I will say, like, I feel like how this is. I'm being real. Like, in my opinion, I just feel like this situation is more not that coaches want to be here, because like, real talk. Like, we had Daniel Snyder. We used to get the best. We would get some of the best coordinators because all we did is give you a price. You know what I mean? Like, if I throw you money, you gonna come. I don't care. If I throw you money, like, real talk, if I throw you some boatload of cash, I can have you if I want to have you.
The whole Shanahan tree.
Yeah, like
the whole Shanahan tree.
But what was the difference?
I'm saying,
but what was the difference in those situations in this one? Shanahan dropped the bread. I mean, Snyder dropped the bread, but he always meddled. This one is just cheap.
Yeah, I agree with you. Look, I'm with you. I'm not even going. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I'm saying personally, like, I'm just saying, like, if it was a point where they felt like folks ain't want to come, like, I believe that. I mean, but you're right, it could be flat out cheap. So that's an argument. That's a whole different situation. But I feel like if they want to negate, say that is the reputation for real. Let's play that. Let's play that game. If I'm an owner and I'm really desperate of winning, and I know, like, that's a thing, one, either I'm gonna get rid of my coach, right? That's one thing. Or secondly, if that's really a thing and I like my coach, then I'm just gonna outbid the next. I'm gonna make you want to come. Like, I'm gonna give you money and you will come. Like, you will be here.
Got
overpay. You know what I mean? Like, that's what Snyder did. Our organization was trash. Like, it was like one of the worst. That was one of the worst football run organizations. And all he did was throw money at certain coordinators. Like, your favorite coordinators, if you said, like, that was a hot coordinator, that man was throwing that coordinator head coaching money.
I don't mean to cut you off, Wole.
Go ahead.
He overpaid for college coaches.
Yes.
He overpaid for coaches with names like Marty Schottenheimer and Shanahan. He paid for young, hot coordinators that was thought to be the BN. I guess what I'm saying is, we have to, and again, not putting all this on Josh Harris, because I don't know what type of ownership he's running right now. Don't know. It's too early. Yeah. But I just know, as a fan right now, we done tried everything but letting the paint dry. It's like, as soon as we put a coach in, I get it. As a fan that watched the team win in the 90s, in the late 80s. Yeah, I want to win one too, because it felt good last year to talk trash to the Eagles fans and the Cowboys fans and everybody else. But at the end of the day, I do want it to be able to sustain itself. Now, again, I'm not advocating long-term for Quinn, because I brought in the stuff in the question that he was doing last year. But I will say this, where I disagree with you, DC, on people not wanting to play for him and not wanting to be here, unless you might have different sources than me. I don't know. And I'm not even trying to claim that I got all these big sources, but I hear everything but that. I hear stuff I hear people saying how they love the dude, they want to play for the dude. I don't know.
You only hear that here, Tosh. You only hear that in this locker room from our reporters.
Nah, I hear from people that was in Dallas. I hear from people. Matt Ryan darn near cried when he talked about Dan Quinn.
He older.
But then when you talked about McDaniel, okay, we go to the coaches. They talked about how what's his name? The one that everybody wanted here, McDaniels.
Mike McDaniel, yeah.
He darn near cried, saying the man saved his life. I'm just saying. Well, I'll end it on this. This cycle was unique when I'm talking about coaches and hiring.
Some great coaches too, man. That's some really coaches.
We had a record-breaking number of jobs that was open. Number one,
he's a players coach, definitely.
And then number two, we had all these coordinator spots that was open. And then the third thing, we had premier jobs that was open. Like when you talk about a Pittsburgh job that became open, a Buffalo job that became open, a Baltimore job that became open. Then, shoot, some people might say the Eagles' job as an offensive coordinator is a good job, but now nobody can't even want that because people got options. Because they looking at it like, do I really want to go here? Do I want to build something? I think this is the first cycle that we've seen that I can recall in a long time where coordinators and these coaches have had so many options to the point where they be like, where Flores basically is telling people, if it ain't a head coaching job, I don't want it. When you have these coordinators saying, I want to coach in the warm weather. I'm looking for this quarterback. I'm looking for that quarterback. You having defensive coordinators, which I will admit, compared to other defensive coordinators' jobs, this job probably was at the bottom of the barrel when you're just looking at the talent. So if I had a choice of going to here or New York, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm going to New York Giants. They got a whole lineup going across the board. If you tell me, do you want to come to DC or up I-95 to 295 up to Baltimore, I'm going to Baltimore's defense. Even though their defense ain't what it was or used to be, we picked the wrong time to need coaches.
But Todd, you say that. Sorry,
no. I want you to go. I want you to go next. You didn't say.
Todd, you say that, but you know how it is. Only 32 positions open, and other coordinators time 2, whatever. But if you're a hungry young assistant and you want to get your foot in the door,
there you go.
You're gonna take a job anyway.
Yeah. And that's what they just did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what they just did for us.
Yep. You're gonna take a job. You're gonna take a job and make a name for yourself.
I mean, I'm gonna break it down even this way. And Paul, I'm gonna have you continue. But it's like, and because I do want to stay on like us talking about, Jones, because he deserves all the flowers. But it's more like, I mean, I'm gonna be real, like being a minority coach and getting an opportunity to get this type of situation, coming from where you come from, coming where you came from, went to a HBCU, like this don't come easy, man. And to get this opportunity to be a defensive coordinator on an NFL team, like you're not a nepo baby. You're not an individual in a situation where you were under like this all-time, like, like a Super Bowl coach or a Super Bowl like one of these dudes that everybody glorifies, right? Like I like Flores, but a lot of people don't glorify Brian Flores, right? So being under him to get this opportunity is rare. So you got to jump on it because you're not going to get this situation elsewhere. Like, dude, we've seen this coaching cycle, and some of these dudes getting jobs, head coaching jobs, over some guys who are qualified, they got missed out on. So, like, for him to get this opportunity and this chance and somebody give it to him, like, yeah, we can say, and I agree. I DC Sam, I know where you coming from, but we also, I'll say this much, man, like getting this opportunity ain't easy. Like, I'm guaranteed, like, he wasn't getting a bunch of people saying, like, oh, let's have him as our defensive coordinator. Not like a bunch, because of what I'm talking about.
I think people was trying to get him, dog. But see, also you gotta understand, he came here because this way he's from.
That too, that helped. That too. That help. That does help.
I also think that he thinks he can take Dan Quinn's job. But once again, once they see that, and look, man, I'm gonna do this, but I probably shouldn't. Look, he black, dog.
He ain't
knowing good and well, because to me, Brian Flores should have been the coach of Pittsburgh or
Bro,
Baltimore.
like you saying the same thing I'm saying, but go ahead. That's why I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
For this guy not to be the head coach of the Washington Commanders in Chocolate City itself, okay, is bonkers. See, and see what I'm saying. We are playing.
Let my man finish. Let my man cook. Go ahead.
I got it.
We playing on, once again, I keep hearing all this Dan Quinn stuff. But dog, he has nothing to offer. He has no excitement. And I keep hearing everybody talking about what they'll do for him. I don't hear that when I watch First Take, Get Up. Nobody talks about this team even in our stupidity. We are irrelevant right now. And this is the reason why I'm trying to tell you, a lot of these people, even if Adam would have called him, and my man McDaniel that went there Los Angeles, if Adams would have called him, McDaniels would have hung up the phone. It's nothing. Let me ask y'all this, quick, straight up. Out of all of the open jobs, which one is the worst?
The worst open job?
Cleveland.
Cardinals.
Cleveland.
Oh, Cardinals got nothing. No, he's right.
Cardinals
got quarterback.
Cardinals are worse.
They're gonna trade their
quarterback. Watch this. The Cardinals have better players than we do.
Nah.
Really.
Negative.
Okay, I'll make it easier for you.
I like everybody knows how much I like Marvin's kid, and my man ain't really panning out right now. But everybody like
Buda
Baker, the tight end is like that. McBride is like that. They got some young dudes. All right, so defense they got some younger dudes. They got Will Johnson. They got the kid that they dropped, Melton. I think Melton, the other corner. They got some talent, but as like their pass rushers, not as good as they needed to be. They got like their corners are good though, and they're saying
we have the worst roster out of all of it. Tennessee and Cleveland roster is better than ours. They're terrible ran organizations.
Cleveland's roster is better than ours. I like
Cleveland roster better than ours.
Yeah, I think they're bad. They're a bad organization. Yeah, are we talking about rosters or organizations? What are we talking about? Like rosters?
I'm saying if you're a head coach, just like dude that just got hired in Cleveland. He know that's a bad organization.
It's a bad organization, in fact.
But his chances are better with those good players. So if Adam calls you and if you watched us last year, which I'm pretty sure all of the NFL did, you're saying to yourself, I am not going to that circus.
The Jets are
Jets are terrible.
You know what? The Jets got the worst. Jets are worse than us. I'll give you that. The Jets are worse than
terrible.
But
the Jets are a bad organization. They got some animals on defense.
No, they traded all them away. They didn't
trade all them away.
Quinn Williams, they don't got nobody no more. Sauce Gardner, they're all gone. Them dudes,
they're gone.
The good dudes are gone. Their dogs are gone, bro. Like they got nothing. Like all they
had them 2 years ago.
All they got is Garrett Wilson. That's all they gonna get rid of Bryce Hall. They don't got nothing.
Before you move on, Wole, let me ask you this. Besides Jaden Daniels, why would you take this job?
Besides Jaden, you got an elite quarterback play. I like dudes. I like other dudes, but you probably wouldn't like them. Like,
are you saying as a head coach?
I'm saying if you once again you're gonna take this job and you basically need your players to be job security. So to me, J5 wouldn't even be job security because of what he did last year. I think
they got more than that. Don't get it twisted. I just think they were under. To be real with you,
I think they underperformed.
Underperformed. But this is the DC Slim's point. I think they were undercoached. I mean, they weren't coached well. They weren't. Right. So like this, I think those dudes are good. I just feel like you don't get we don't. And DC Slim, you said this about the players during this season. I agree with you. Like, we don't know what they're supposed to be because I do think coaching played a part in how some of those dudes performed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm gonna say this much. I would like to see how it looks this season, upcoming season, because I don't believe, to be real with you, I think these dudes got better, have more talent than what they showcase. And I feel like they were hindered with like their coordinators and head coach, to be real with you, because I think you're in charge of that whole ship. So you're a part of that too. So, but I really believe that they need to, like, I'm gonna get a better understanding of this talent once these new guys are in the building. To be real with you.
I give you an example of that. prime example.
I do
want
to stay on this a different topic. But go ahead.
No. Like you saying with the players and the scheme, like Quan Martin. You remember the backfield, the defensive backfield play with Illinois, Witherspoon.
Yeah, they had a dog, and he was a dog. He's one of the best players on that team.
But he was second behind Witherspoon for that whole. Everybody wanted Quan Martin. And then he come. The scheme was totally different what he did in college, but he was told when he came here, he looked lost. So. At first I was down on Quan, but like, no, with this guy coming in, going, this related to Jones might get changed Quan to that person where we go aggressive, we go on full speed all the time. You just don't know.
That's the same thing as Daron Payne. Daron Payne in the contract year. Like, and Doc said this the other day. He's not listening to Dan Quinn, but he used to listen to Nick Saban all the time.
That's a good point.
And Mikey, I guarantee you.
Let him finish.
Mikey, we'll get more out of Mikey with my man as the head coach than Dan Quinn. Because see, now what we about to do in that locker room, so it's going to be mommy versus daddy. You run to Dan Quinn if you don't want to practice, if you made mistakes. But my man over there from PG County, he ain't going to have it. And so what Dan Quinn going to do is put him in bad positions. I don't want you to say anything to Bobby Wagner because he's my guy. He can't be this. You understand where I'm going with this?
I know what you're saying.
This friendly thing that we got going on here, dog. We got to burn. We don't need, dog. I don't want no friends in this joint. Okay? All right. I'm serious, man. I understand what y'all trying to say, but we are too far in for this. Dog, we got a stadium coming up. We don't need to be sitting around playing for no 2 years just to see if somebody good. That's a waste of money. What that shows me, I've lost faith in the owner now. Because you can't tell me that you got a new stadium coming up and you go out here and hire 2 people who has no experience when 3,800 other experienced coaches. Look, you could have hired the coach that just got hired in Pittsburgh. I wouldn't have had a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
McCarthy?
Look, man, you can say what you want about McCarthy, but dog, he's a winner, dog.
Okay, that's it.
He got a lot more wins than most head coaches. And
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not. Your argument is a good argument. I won't even hold you. And Todd, I'm about to let you go. But I will say this though, like McCarthy's the issue I have with what I was talking about with other coaches not getting opportunities. I will say that much, man, because his situation is kind of like, other than what he did with the Packers, he's had a few situations where he underperformed, and I'm not a fan of like him. Put it this way, without being right, or I could be wrong, but I'm gonna say this much. We gotta go. We're gonna go into a different. I'm gonna go to Todd, and then I'm gonna try to stay on topic. People can say that Tomlin like resigned. I don't believe that. And if you want to replace Tomlin for a coach, and because you feel like you need to change, I don't like that it's Mike McCarthy. And because I don't think his body of work has shown in terms of being, in terms of what he's done in the past as a coach over the last, I'm talking about recency. I don't see how you can replace Mike Tomlin with that. That's a whole different situation, but that's a whole different discussion. Hey, go ahead, Taj.
First, on the whole Payne thing against Nick Saban, that's not even a fair comparison. Because first of all, no, because he in college. Any coach in college can sit there and tell you, I want you to run through a brick wall, and they're going to run through a brick wall. Most players have more admiration for their college coaches anyway, because you had a different point in your life. You had a point where you coming up, you trying to build, you trying to get your success. Nick Saban went in the man's house and ate dinner with his mama and made all kind of promises and stuff. So that's you listen to Payne, not Payne. What's the other boy? Durag, Allen, John Allen. All Alabama.
Why we gotta do?
No, but I'm just okay. But I'm just saying though. If you look for most, I say 80% of college football coaches, players, love their college coach, especially ones see. So
some do, some don't. But some don't. Right. Some do.
So to say that Nick Saban got more out of Payne, to me, that's not fair. And then
Well, he's a better coach though. Nick Saban's it's a legendary coach. I'm not gonna he's
okay. We didn't say that. We said got the most out of.
Yeah.
So that I ain't say who was the better coach.
Yeah.
And the other point about the whole, again, I think we losing focus of everything. What the whole topic was initially about. I get it. People not happy with Dan Quinn right now. I'm not happy with Dan Quinn, but I just think that sometimes we just need to focus on, let's be realistic. How we gonna move forward? How's this team gonna get better from this and that point? Because they're not gonna fire the man. They're not. No. Because most organizations, it's not just us, most of them won't fire somebody that just took them to an NFC championship within 10 months. They're not gonna do it. They just not. Now, the same way, I don't know if DC was, because I don't know what he was saying back then. But most people are not. In other words, if you're going to bash him now, I hope you gave him credit when he did take him to the championship.
That's he's never going to get credit for me, because I see our championship run the same way I see this Patriots one. We had an easy schedule. And we won a lot. We won 9 or 8 of those games at the last second. So I'm not giving Dan Quinn any credit for anything.
Yeah,
and you know what makes this even worse? What makes this even worse? For you to come back the next season and do what you did, bro, that's worse than you stinking it up for 2 or 3 years straight.
So I'll say this before Wole goes.
No, we're going to the next topic now. We're going to the next topic. No. I'm gonna jump on. I want to stay on Jones. I'm not going I'm still on Jones because this can I do want to stay on Jones because this is like an evergreen topic. It can happen anytime. Like we can keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to keep talking about coaches, the coaches being gone, this, that, and the other. Because at the end of the day, this is what we have. We have these coaches, right? So let's focus on having these coaches and what they could do. So DC, I want to start with you because this is a question you kind of put for Blau, and I did like that response that you had about Blau. Is what does success look like? You said it about Blau. So I want to come back to you about this with Jones. What does success look like for Jones?
Honestly, and it's not me being negative, I'm just being realistic. Success is going to start with Wagner and Louvu being traded or cut.
Okay. I ain't mad at it. Go continue.
Now, I don't think that you need to go get 15 new players. I think you need about 3 good players. One of them can even be free agents, right? But success for him, I don't think it's going to be based on wins and losses. It's going to be eye candy, meaning I got to see 9 people on the line like I saw Minnesota, and I don't know which one going to blitz. Right now, the level of success can only be based on that for right now. It can't no other way because he gonna be handicapped by everything else. Right now, his first year, what he has to do is bring a completely different look. We've been riding around in a Pinto. I want to see a Bentley come up in here.
Okay, I love it. So, all right, so that's what I mean. Keep going.
That's Paul, it. That's it.
I love it. Paul, what does success look like for you, my guy?
For Jones' success this year, I'm gonna keep it real basic. I just want to see better tackling from a team, better hustle from them overall, aggressiveness. No 5-yard. I gotta say this, even though everybody will say Bobby Wagner gets a lot of tackles, they're 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. Okay, I need TFLs, tackle for losses. I want to see McGee shoot the gap. McGee showed signs of shooting the gap early in the season. I need to see more of that. I need to see more aggression we need more aggression from linebackers, defensive linemen, everybody. Coverage sticky. I want to see sticky coverage. I don't want to see our secondary running to each other, looking like Keystone Cops out there. I want to see better organization. I want to see I want to see all 3 levels of defense, cornerbacks, linebackers, D-line, all working together, looking like they know what they're doing with a purpose instead of just everybody doing their own thing out there. And to me, ranking, if Jones can go from 32nd to 15th or 19th, I'm fine with that. Like DC said, it's not going to be reflected in wins and losses. We can have a 15th-ranked defense and, our offense turn the ball over. It doesn't matter, we 7-9, 7-10. But I just want to see a total different 180 defense, a more aggressive defense, and I'm not worried about turnovers because they will come. I just need better tackling. I need a scheme that we know what everybody knows what they're doing. I want everybody to go 100 miles per hour in the same direction.
Love it. I love it. Taj, what does success look like for you for Jones?
Enforce his will. That's what I want to see. I want to see him to establish his personality on this defense. The same way Greg Williams came in that first year, we knew off the break what this defense was going to be all about. You just knew it. You knew it from training camp.
Yeah, he did.
It was his way or the highway. He benched LeVar, told LeVar whatever. He put Lamar Marshall in. He put Antonio Pearson. He put all these people that we didn't know who they were, and he put these people in. And at first, everybody was crying. What are you doing to LeVar Arrington? But then when we saw the results, we saw the results. When matter of fact, he didn't even start smoothing them right away. He started what? His name Harris, Will Harris.
He started Harris. Sean Spring started. Well, no. He started that year. He started. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It was Harris.
When did Carlos Rodgers the year after? Right?
It was next year.
Yeah, it was Harris. It was Harris. He didn't start smooth.
Yeah,
Who wasn't on the team though? Who was he on the team?
Okay, well,
he was in Minnesota.
He's in Minnesota. He wasn't on the team. But you're right though. It was just Springs. You're right.
So it was like no excuses. It didn't matter if Ryan Clark was the walk-on guy or the free agent. That's what I want to see from him. I want to see whatever because I'm not familiar with him as a coach. I know what I've heard and what people are saying now, but whatever his will is and his personality is, from what they're saying that he's a no-nonsense guy, that's what I want to see. The numbers will come because you got to get the players, you got to get healthy, they got to get used to. I get that. And then some people, whether you want to agree that we had talent or didn't have talent, that's going to come towards the end of the season, middle of the season, whatever, or even the training camp. But what I want to see is if he's that bulldog like they say he is, you can see it from the way they practice and from the way they hit and even how the way – because what I saw last year I didn't like. Because, Wole, you pointed out to me early, guys weren't excited on the field. They weren't hyped. Witt did a lot of word soup. He gave you a lot of alphabets in the soup, said this and that, but it didn't translate on the field. I didn't see that viciousness. I didn't see, when you played Washington under Greg Williams and Richie Pettibone and all those guys, you knew you was going to get that work. Whether we win or lose, Greg Williams played 10 guys on the field in memory of Sean Taylor, and they were still putting in work.
Yes,
they put in work, and that's all I want to see. If y'all win the game 13-3, I want y'all to limp out the stadium. No more happy sitting high fives or jumping in the honey pot, the Salvation Army thing, and laughing it up and breaking turkey legs. I want them jokers walking out like they know they played a football game.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
So, yeah, I agree with pretty much almost everything everybody said. I'm going to take a little bit of everything. I agree with I'm going to start with Slim. You talked about something different, having guys up there, all the guys up front. We got to see something different.
Right.
We can't have guys backing up playing 15 yards back when it's 3rd and 2. You know what I mean? We gotta be in your grill, and you gotta know we're here. You know what I mean? We gotta see exotic blitzes and maybe what we saw, like you said, Slim, what we saw in Minnesota. What Paul was talking about, tackling gotta be better, man. I want to see tackle for losses. I want to be aggressive. And then, like you said, man, Taj, mentality, man. I think that's so important when you play defense on any type in any different sport. I don't care if it's basketball, football, baseball, whatever it is. Mentality is everything. Defense is attitude. When you getting beat, but when a team gives you 50 in a championship game, you weak to me. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. You weak to me. I know it. I don't care. I don't care how you got there. You weak to me. They put 50. That's the game that you want to lose your soul for. Think about that. You want to lose your soul for this game. That's an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. And a team put 50 on you in a game where it's supposed to show you one of the elite of the elites. I don't care how you got there. I don't care about your strength of schedule. I don't care about anything. A team put 50 on you at on the road and easy and laughed at you. That defense is a mentality. Like you mentioned Greg, and I'm glad you mentioned Greg. And I gas Greg up all the time I can. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am. I'm on that. I'm that person. I live in the past when it comes to Greg Williams. I do. But like you couldn't if a team put 50 on Greg, man, there's gonna be hell to pay in the locker room, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's hell to pay 50 on you, and you could come back smiling, ha ha ha. It was a great season. No, 50 is supposed to be damn near Frankie Louver jumping off sides trying to do a freaking tackle. It'd be more than that, bro. Like it'd be more than that if a team for 50. You ain't gonna punk me on that in a game where you're supposed to compete at the highest level. Like shoot, Tom Brady, as great as he is, and offenses he had, dude. When he played the Giants in the Super Bowl, when they were in him and Randy Moss, and they were giving folks the work, they gave us work in the regular season. I remember that season, and they got in the Super Bowl. The Giants played that defense with heart. It wasn't that they were like they matched up well defensively against that Patriots team. They played that team with heart. You dig what I'm saying? Like with heart.
They had a good scheme.
They did have a good scheme. I agree, but but that was heart though. You know what I'm saying? Like they defended that with heart. Like they weren't worried about like, all right, Randy going deep on them. We gonna still blitz you. We gonna bring pressure. We gonna put like defensive ends all as pass rushes. But you're right, the scheme was good, but there was heart with that. You dig what I'm saying? There was heart with that. We gotta have a coordinator that's like, you know what? I don't care who you are. I don't care what you got. You gonna feel us today. Like you gonna feel us today.
You know this. Hey, y'all gonna think I'm crazy for saying this, but I'm gonna say this. We had that with Joe Witt.
Nah, he talks.
He talks the game, man. Nah.
Let me finish. Now, what I'm telling you is, Joe Witt had the attitude, all that fire, and everything. Yeah. But he was undermined by his head coach. So once again, if Joe Witt is standing in practice and he's saying, you stink, you stink, you stink, and the head coach come over there and say, hey, practice over, won't be coaching for 2 days.
But I'm gonna jump. Let me jump in there. That happened. I would agree with you. Let me jump and say this though. Nah, man, that man just wasn't ready, bro. I'm telling you for real.
No, I understand he wasn't ready.
He just wasn't ready.
But he had that attitude.
No, he had the attitude. No, don't get it twisted. I'm with you on that. He had the service. Like he was. I used to say it all the time. But you know, like this though. Like, all right, I'm gonna use this example for folks around the way. So you're gonna get this. It's easy. Sometimes you talk a lot of shit. This is my show, so I can curse a little bit. You can talk a lot of shit. Right, and like you a bully, you talk a lot of shit, but you really can't throw hands. You do a lot of talking, but you can't throw hands. Sometimes the quiet mug is the one that is the savage out there. Like you don't mess with the savage, right? But sometimes, my main thing is like you gotta match that energy though. You gotta talk. If you're gonna talk it, you gotta be it. And if you talking it and you ain't it, it don't work. Like you can bark, but you gotta talk, but you gotta play it now. You gotta play that role. If you not that role, if you don't got that role, then don't talk. That was my problem with Witt. You talking like you got that role. Like if Jim Schwartz talked that talk, I'm gonna believe it. Like cause he got that role. Like you gotta have that role to talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just talk it because you feel like that. Oh, if I talk it, it's gonna magically happen. My guys are inspired. I gotta believe when we doing prep work, all that. When I believe all of that, then I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. Like, dude, like I seen Joe Witt. I seen the way Joe Witt was acting on losses and L's. I was like, dude, you don't got it. You talk a lot though.
Oh,
I can tell you talk like you talk the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, we ain't gonna play like we don't know folks around the way like that.
Hey, Wole,
do a lot of talking.
Hey, y'all noticed that too. Good point. He had all that bluster early in the year. That each loss a pound on, he got quiet and quiet.
His tone turned different, bro. We know folks like this. We know
got
folks
real
like
quiet.
This. Yeah, I'm just saying, like we can't act like look, urban sports scene. I'm gonna get y'all the real out here about how people really act. Like folks talk, so do this talking.
And he was also, you gotta remember, man, whoever take this job and whatever coordinator you going against Adam and Danny. They are best friends. So it's like that's what I'm trying to say, man. I don't really I'm in a conundrum right now, dog. I love this hire. But once again, I go back to the two best buddies. And I keep saying to myself, I just watched them what they did to Joe Witt and Cliff Kingsbury.
Come on, man. They
Dog,
did to themselves, man.
hey, look, as bad as they were, I still think he did both of them dirty.
But
DC Slim, they did it to themselves, man.
Let me add this though. This is the only issue I'm gonna have though. I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna lie to you. And this is me though. Like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. If I don't see my guys that I want to see play ain't playing, and if I see somebody playing nickel that's not, I think should be outside, then we can come back with this whole discussion saying like what DC Slim talking about. That's the only thing. If I see Mikey playing nickel, or if I see, I'm gonna use your name. I'm gonna use this word for you, Taj. If I see my man McGee not playing a lot of middle, I'm gonna be mad. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna be like, yeah, man. Dan got. I'm gonna be like, look, Slim. I'm gonna be like Slim. Like, yeah, I don't know what Dan got too much control in the situation. That's how. Like, that's where I'm at. I just want this dude to have total autonomy of the defense. That's what I want from. That's what success.
I think you're gonna have to wait for about a year or two for that, because I don't think he can. He got enough on his resume to come in, but dog, if he come in and rub Dan the wrong way, this can backfire. Because remember, man, the players, the old dudes, go to Dan more than they'll go to, because this dude gonna make some of these dudes work. So they are not gonna like him. Okay, you know. So I think we gonna have, and I want to see a small problem going on in there. Look, I want this defensive coordinator to tell Dan Quinn to get out of his office. He's drawing up plays.
Hey, DC Slim, you know how you can eliminate all that problem though? Just get rid of Wagner and Louvu. Just gotta cut people.
Well, that goes back to what he's talking about. Like, I will say this is the thing. This is the thing. I mean, Louvu ain't getting cut, so I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't think.
Oh God, please.
But no, I'm being real. He won't. I don't think Louvu's going anywhere. But I do think that, like, the Wagner thing, I do think that's a possibility. But also, I would say this though, like the but that's an AP thing, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if AP doesn't feel like he shouldn't be here, again, that's a GM. Like, that's a move that you make as a GM. That's your job. It's just like DC Slim talking about, right? Like, this is your responsibility as a head coach over the staff. Personnel is your responsibility as a general manager, and sometimes you're gonna have to, if you don't believe personally that this person can't do the job at that position, and you feel like the guy that you drafted in like Jordan McGee, or maybe you're getting somebody else, like, real talk, somebody else.
Hey, whoa, but I got a question for you though, and everybody else.
Yes.
So if Jones comes in, makes his evaluation, right? Yeah,
let's go.
And he says Louvu, he be flat on. Louvu can't be a linebacker in what
my offense. Okay.
Yeah, my defense. He can't play linebacker. Then he got to go.
You just trade him. You got to draft. You trade him. That's what you do. If he really feels that way. Go ahead, Todd. You want to say something? Go ahead.
No, that goes to, I guess, my initial question to the panel. How much input do you think Jones has over the defensive roster?
He should have all of it.
I would hope he has 100%.
He should have all. I say he does though. Look, what I said. I'm not saying he does. For me, if you're coming, like, this is how I look at it. This is just me. If you're coming from a situation where you were under Brian Flores, under a guy who had a high quality defense, and your defense was what it was last year, and it was some shit, and people were putting belt to ass on you last year, why would I give you autonomy of anything? Why would I give you faith that you should be running this, like, you should be running everything on the defense?
I think that's part of the reason why he got the job. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think part of the reason why he got the job was because I think during the interview process, they did go over player evaluations. And I think they did sit down with him and asked him point blank about certain players and the scheme, which is something that everybody's supposed to do.
Yeah, supposed to.
And I think based off of his answers, I think that's how he became one of the picks. I don't think he was the pick for them initially, but I think that's how they were comfortable in hiring him. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I guess what I'm saying is, I'm kind of like, I don't know if that's what DC was saying or other people in the chat were saying. I don't foresee a major overhaul of the roster per se on the defensive side. I think so. No, hear me out. Hear him out. I think people like Lattimore, of course, is going to be gone.
Yeah.
But all this stuff about wanting Frankie gone on the next, I don't think you're going to see that. I think, matter of fact, there's even talk now that Payne might still stay.
Well, Patrick Payne, but because they're desperate.
Payne has to stay though.
They're desperate because they're line play. That makes more sense. So this is the thing. This is where like I get what you're saying. I don't think it's an overall like a lot of dudes will be. There are obvious dudes that will be gone only because like Luvu's contract kind of like he still got a couple years on this deal. Am I correct?
He's cheap.
He got 2. I think
he ain't getting cut. He ain't getting cut because it's still a salary cap. You don't want no salary cap hit. Like you don't want no cap hit regardless. Even though it's a small hit, you ain't trying. He's not even rumored to be cut. They're like y'all know like it's easy to tell when somebody about to be cut. Like kind of sort of. It's kind of easy to tell.
But that's the sad part. What you're saying, Wole.
Yeah, but you know though, like you know what I mean, Slim. You like, let's be real. Like you know when somebody about to be cut. Like there's more of a chance that Payne gets cut before Luvu. Because that's been rumor for a couple. That's been a rumor more. That's
burn everything in this house.
But that's been more of a rumor. Like Payne being gone has been more of a rumor for a couple years now. But then now was a recent rumor to what Todd just talking about, where they're not in a position because of the lack of talent they have on a defense end to let him go. So yeah, I'm not surprised because I thought that even within, and he's not even a free agent after this year. He's still under contract. It's just that you have to. There's flexibility if you wanted to do it now. There's more flexibility.
And not only that, I think somebody even just brought it up in the chat. We have so many people on 1-year deals to the point where cutting people now is a luxury. Like once you get past all the 1-year deals and the people that's going to be gone.
Yeah, it's your calorie.
It's like it's to the point now where I don't think they want to create too many holes.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, but I'll say this though. I will say this: it's not that like that's not even a big thing. It's just that it's what you have in free. Like one, they have money, so they can do what they need to do. Like that's not. It depends on who's on the market. You got to compare it to what you have. Who's on the market? Who's the upgrade? The draft you have. It's all in play. Like I'm not gonna say like they can't. There's certain like. For instance, there's certain like linebacker to me. I know like to me linebacker is in play. Like I don't look at it like. Okay. I feel like
it's the weakest room. It's the weakest room on the defense.
Safeties in play because Will Harris's contract wasn't that serious. Like you have players like that's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying full blown overhaul because you're still going to have Doris Armstrong back from some sort. He's going to play defensive end. So you're not replacing that defensive end.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is I think I want to brace everybody that wants this whole. Like, throw everything out. I don't think it's realistic.
But what's your definition? Like, I mean, when you say that, and I know where you're coming from. I get it. Like, I'm like that way too.
Like, for instance, I'll give you an example.
Give me an example. Like, I need an example.
Everybody wants Washington to sign that defensive tackle out of Denver.
I don't think they got enough to even do that.
Well, just say, I know he's high on a lot of people's lists.
Yeah.
So I'm like this. Okay, that dude is already making $17 million now a year, which is pretty much what Payne is making now.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it from a GM's perspective. Like, okay, am I going to cut Payne and take an $11 million cap hit just to sign a guy that's going to want more money than Payne? Now I'm creating more holes and spending more money. That's going to affect my ability to get a corner or another edge.
I agree. With what you're saying.
So that's why I'm saying I want to brace people when they want to say let's wipe everybody out.
No.
It's that's why I say like even with the Luvu, even though his number is not big, when you get rid of him and let's say they don't bring Bobby Wagner back, them young kids. I know everybody like McGee. Let's say McGee's ready to start. You still need 2 other linebackers because them other 2 that they drafted are not ready.
Yeah, you're gonna draft.
Hey, hold on.
There goes Slim. Go ahead, Slim.
Hold up. All right, now this is one word I'm tired of people using in DC. Always talking about somebody not ready. Okay, we don't know that because the coaching staff that we got won't even play him. So what I'm telling you is this new defensive coordinator right now.
This is what
he can make Luvu look good if you put him in the right spot.
It's possible.
Okay. It's possible. Now, Bobby Wagner to me should be a defensive end. Okay. I'm just if you want to keep him, he can't play linebacker.
No. He should be a coach, not defensive end.
Coach, he shouldn't be playing.
Listen. Hey, Wole, let me tell y'all something. That thing Dan Quinn been telling people that he's the leader of the defense. he should not be a coach. I don't know why people keep saying he should be. Look, Bobby Wagner came down here and pulled a London Fletcher.
Well, London Fletcher was good though.
London Fletcher got all the critiques that he came here at the end and rode the wave.
You talking about the end? Yeah, his last. He had 2 years. He had 2 years. He had 2 years. I mean, I know what you're saying. His first 2 years it was good, but his last. I know what you're talking about. I know he wasn't the same London of like what he was in the rant. I know what you're talking about. I get where you're coming from.
Look, I don't think this team needs a major overhaul. I think you need a different set of eyes in here. And I'm to say, let's try this guy over here. Okay. So I don't think, even with this new guy, I just don't think Adam and Dan is going to do that because it'll undermine them too.
Well, DC,
I disagree. I can say this.
Well, I want Paul because Paul hasn't said anything.
Okay, go ahead, Paul.
Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, look. They need to overhaul just the linebacker core. I don't care about anybody else. Y'all can defensive line. I understand that. Cornerbacks, our cornerbacks are pretty good, decent. Safeties, we need to safety like Wole said. But the linebackers, I'm ready to clear house and sign a free agent and draft one. You can't go out there with Louisville, wrong way Louisville. That's what we call him. He can't be on the field, especially in this guy's system. Whatever his system is, if it has to do with discipline, Frankie can't be on the field. Wagner's too old to be on the field.
But
it is.
I'll say this though, Paul. I think a lot of it was scheme. I think a lot of it, because I remember us talking about it during the all season last year when they was talking about putting Louisville's hand in the dirt. And we was like this, that's dumb. Because that's not him. Because he's not Michael Parsons. He's not that guy. Yeah. He's better playing on the weak side with no tight end in front of him, where he doesn't have to read and react, and you just tell him to go downhill. I'm not calling him LeVar Arrington, but LeVar Arrington had the same issues. When you try to put LeVar Arrington over a tight end and give him 50 million things to do, he struggled with it. Right. But when Marvin, what's the dude that came from
Marvin Lewis?
When Marvin Lewis came from Baltimore, he told
and Marty.
I'm gonna put you on that weak side and you just attack. You just go get the ball. And that's what they did with Louisville his first year. They told him to just run downhill. You saw, I know we call them bloodline. You saw the bloodline Louisville. You saw the Bama that was, but then when we put him in a situation where he have to read and react, and I don't want to say this the wrong way because I know a lot of guys see this, and I'm not trying to say this in a bad way, but he made a lot of dumb plays.
Who, Louisville?
Oh, he was extremely stupid.
Why did you?
His football IQ ain't the best.
Hey, yo, it's Lil with it.
He was on the championship year.
You can't say that. His IQ ain't the best, okay? His football IQ is not the best.
He got cut by Slim before we picked him up.
Slim, you got to say it like this. You got to say, look, I use movies as a reference. So you got to be like he like that linebacker in The Replacement where, where it was like, oh, I got the ball. That's what you guys say. You guys say stuff like that. Then people kind of, because it don't come out your mouth saying, you just got to like, you got to paint the picture. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead. Slim, I feel you though. That's all I'm saying. I feel you. But go
ahead. So in a politically correct way, what you trying to say what DC Slim was saying, you can't give him too much on his plate.
Yeah.
Right.
He's better at just going.
Yeah.
So I agree with I agree with DC on this point. You got to give the coach a chance to go in and make the see. It's one thing to look on tape, but I think we're not going to know a lot of things. If I'm a coach, I'm not going to know a lot of things until I actually see you in practice. Like it's one thing I could look on tape and say I could work with that linebacker. I could work with Louisville. Now he might get out there in practice. Is like, oh my God, this dude, I can't. Nah, he ain't it. And that's when you go to the GM and be like this, look, this ain't gonna work. I'm gonna have to start that 4th round linebacker because this dude can't read a simple, whatever.
Right.
And then that's when they know they gotta address. That's how come I said again, I agree with DC. You can't just throw you can't just throw the season away. But I just think with this being Jones' first year as D coordinator, it's one thing to look at players on tape. But I need to get Martin in practice and see why you missing tackles. It's one thing to
Oh no,
look at
that's
it.
not happening, Josh. You know we don't practice here. We're not allowed to do that. Dan Quinn says we can't do that.
Well, then
See, look, I guess what,
but then you're not going to get a full, a real picture of what your team is going to be.
Well,
Because
Todd,
Hey, guess what? I'll
my
tell you
point is
this.
this. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Paul.
No, my point is this, though.
Go ahead, Paul. Go ahead.
My point is this, Todd. I just want to upgrade. Bottom line, you know me. I'm 0 to 100. If you ain't playing nope, I got to upgrade you. I don't care how much your contract is. You got to go.
I get it.
That's just me. You got to upgrade a linebacker, point blank. Just as me.
I get it.
Hey, folks in the chat, y'all want to join the conversation? You feel free to. I put the link in the chat. Y'all can join the conversation. But go ahead, DC Slim. Go ahead.
Hey, a lot of these problems here, dog. I don't think we have a personnel problem. We have a GM and head coach problem. Dog, look, we can have everything we want, right? But think of this. Don't forget, we one of the only teams that only practice once a week. We are one of the only teams. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know this. We don't practice like most teams in the NFL. All right. That's why I say if you listen to Dan Quinn, he says the guys are getting a break more than I've ever heard any coach ever. Okay. So once again, we can have everything we want, but if the supervisor is putting everybody in bad positions and setting people up to fail, look, I'll just put it to you like this. I kind of think they got something up their sleeve. Watch this conspiracy theory. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I like to hear stuff.
Stadium is going to be built in 5 years. And this is where I might give Adam Peters a little bit of grace. I think they might be getting money together and prepping for that. But I also think he is going to cut Dan Quinn's legs right from up under him in about 2 more years. So I would and he getting them on the cheap. So that's probably why
he's cheap though. He's cheap though.
He's cheap.
He's cheap.
So I don't think, and that is just my business sense.
Yeah.
If I'm the owner of this team, and I don't want no fan to get mad at me when I say this, but I'm gonna say it. They don't have to win right now. The stadium deal has been signed. We still show up. They're not losing any money. So see, this go back to what Doc Walker say all the time. Though you still buying the candy with the poison in it. Why would they stop making it?
I do want to add, go back to all the points of y'all said about this, what he can do. I agree with this, right? And Slim, what Slim said about the roster. I think is a good, and we just got to see what he can do with it. Maybe he believes he can get the best out of these players, and maybe they do fit what he want to do. And I'll say this, even with he got the thing about him, he got an opportunity to see this team play this season when they put belt the ass on us. So he got to see what our defense can be like.
Dude, shut out.
He got to see it. He got to see
Hey,
it, so he knows.
Wole, let me cut you. You know the irony to this? He was part of defense that got Chris fired.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it ain't like he ain't see our players. You know what I'm saying? He know who can. He probably watches him well, that dude suck, or he can be like, oh, that dude good. He can be like, oh, I can. They use they using him wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? So to me, he's got a view. It's not it's a good resource to go back to, but it's not an overall good reference to go back to. You know what I'm saying? But he does have a sense of saying, if he saw Louvu and said, then why are y'all using Louvu that way? You know what I mean? He should be used this way. And I'm sure maybe he could have had conversations with Brian Flores and been yeah, they defense is it sucks. Can you see how he's doing this, that, and the other? So he has a reference to a point of saying I played against this team, and then on the interview process, he probably said I think this player can do this player can do that. But I would hope, to be honest with you, I hope that because he said he can get the best out of said player, that doesn't win him the job, if that makes any sense. Because I would hope he got to be totally honest in the situation to say, all right, if you want your defense to be good, this needs to happen. This player may need to go. This player needs to stay. I would hope that it's not any loyalties to one said player to say, all right, I can get the best out of this player, and that may happen. But to be honest with you, that player may not be that good. You know what I'm saying? I would hope that he had free autonomy to say, yeah, that player ain't it. Like he gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? Like that's because I'm gonna be real with you. The interview process, I'm just hoping, like, let me say this point. If you were interviewing him and you're looking just to hear the answers just because you like the answers, because you favor said players, then you're not helping him out and you're not helping yourself out. Like, if you really want an interview process to improve your defense, you got to get the real. You got to get the real. You can't get what you want to hear. You got to get the real. So if he thinks that player is trash, he got to say that player is trash. Exactly. If he thinks that player is great and he can help him out, then he got to say that he can say that. But if you go in a situation saying that, you just want to hear, I can get the best out of Quan Martin, and that's because you want to hear that. I'm not against Quan. I believe that Quan Martin could be a better player. So because I value Quan Martin. I think that it was a down year, and I'm hoping he gets it back. But I will say, like, if that's just because you want to hear that, then nah, you gotta let him be totally honest with you. That's what I would hope. But go ahead, DC Slim. What you want to say?
Hey, what you just said is the reason why you should have just made him the head coach. Because if that's the case, that means I don't need these other two people. Once again, man. I keep look, man, as much as I want this dude to succeed,
I agree.
Freaking Frack is just not gonna let it happen, man. So I just think, if Adam Peterson is sitting in there with an interview with him, asking him that question, Adam Peters should be telling himself, wait a minute, nobody said that for 2 years with the players that we have now. So if you're telling me he's gonna come in and do that, which I don't think he is, guess what he is now? He's also an evaluator. So that means I can fire some more people. Okay. So, and I don't think, and I hate to do this, but I'm going to do it. He is not going to get that much power. That chocolate dude is not there for that. I'm just being straight up. Because once again,
I hope he does.
Nobody can tell me that he don't got the credentials to be the head coach of this team or any other team. I don't know why you just bringing him in here and you're going to limit him like that. The minute they sign Bobby Wagner, it's a wrap. He's done. You can cancel all of the schemes. Bro, if you keep Bobby Wagner here, you're not going to keep him on the bench. You understand?
He's in free agent. You're free agent this year. He ain't signed. You're free agent this year, right?
Oh, man.
Bobby.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Yeah, he got 1 year to be free agent right now.
Leaving. This city has embraced him so much. He's one of the most overrated Washington Redskins I ever seen in my life.
But you know what, though? I can see a scenario where Bobby comes back, but not in the starting role.
No, I can't. No, that I won't lie to you, Taj. I won't lie to you. I can see Bobby come back. He'll be a starter. He'll start. That's the problem. I won't even lie to you. I think if Bobby comes back, he's starting. That is my issue with Bobby being back. Like, I think Bobby needs to not be re-signed because it takes away that security blanket.
Yeah, please don't talk
something. I'm being real, and I'm not. And I'm saying,
please don't talk with something.
No. I'm being real. Like, I say this, and like I say this as an individual who likes Bobby Wagner. I'm not even anti Bobby Wagner, but I do think that Father Time is undefeated. Ain't no knock on that. Right. It is what it is. Like what they're in today's NFL, teams are going to he's good against the run. He is. He plays well against the run. But in today's NFL, you're going to be put on the island. They're going to take advantage of that. That's going to happen. Okay. You're not going to be isolated like that all the time. And the way it's not that, let me say this, it's not that he gets beat by, it's not getting beat by, he's not that he gets beat by these agile running backs or, wide receiver. It's the way it is. Like, that's the thing. It's different. It's not that. Well, not even that. It's not even that. It's like, all right, the expectation is for a quick twitchy running back to beat a linebacker. Or a wide receiver. I get that. But when you're beat so bad, that's the problem. Like, it's the distance. It's the distance of what they do to you.
It's also not Bobby's fault because
it's not Bobby's fault. No, you're right.
Putting them in there.
No, you're right. It is not Bobby's fault. I'm not blaming, but again, like Father Time, we're young Bobby compared to old Bobby would be around. Like, if you watch, Bobby could cover when he was in Seattle. Bobby could cover. This Bobby ain't that Bobby no more.
He in the spring.
20 years ago.
I know. I agree. Look, see what I'm talking about? DC Slim, I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. You're at so he ain't that. And in today's NFL, that is like to play the Mike linebacker position for an elite defense or a good defense. You're gonna have to have that type of athleticism and a younger body to kind of go against what we're seeing now. That's all I'm saying. Because nowadays, offensive coordinators are trying to get mismatches. That's what they do. Like the good ones are doing that. They're going to try to isolate you on guys like that. So that's my thing. It's nothing against Bobby. I'm just saying, like, if he comes back, what do you want? My thing is, if he comes back, what are you trying to get out of it? Like, what is your goal in your defense? Are you trying to be better? Because I'm not.
You want to answer for that for real?
No. I know what it is.
Is Dan? That is Dan Quinn boy.
I know what it is.
Quinn has constantly said that he's the leader of our defense.
Yeah.
And now anybody that believes that, we stink. If he the leader of our defense.
To your point, DC Slim.
I do want to let Taj been wanting to say something. So
Wait,
my
bad, Taj.
No, you good. Go ahead, Taj.
I'll say this. And I'm just throwing out there as a scenario. What if Jones comes in? He wants to incorporate a certain defense.
Yeah.
He talks to guys that he identifies as possible leaders. Even though Bobby's not signed, but let's say he has a conversation with him. Yeah. Let's say Jones says, look, I want to run something similar to what Seattle did. And I want to do this and that, but you can't be the starter. But we're going to draft Reeves or we're going to draft that other Ohio State linebacker. Styles.
Yeah.
I just need you to mentor them.
And not start.
And Bobby says, you know what?
Bobby going to flip that table like dude don't lean on me.
Exactly. It's not going to happen, bro. I ain't going to lie to you. And I get it. If it happens, it's great. I get it. That would be great. So I'm going to play your game. That would be amazing. Mm-hmm. They ain't built that way, bro. He ain't built that way.
And not only that, we done put him on his pedal. Like we have treated him like a god. Yeah. He can't go back. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let me do this. Like I'm gonna put it with Santiago. What Santiago said, this is a perfect example. This is why it can't happen. He had how many tackles? He had 150 tackles. Do you think, real talk, a dude who got 150 tackles, regardless of what we think of him in coverage, do you think he's gonna openly want to take a reserve role after having a 150 tackle season?
No, of course not. But let me throw this at you. Mm-hmm. Again, we haven't banter talk.
Yeah.
Y'all just said that he was put out of position by poor coaching.
Yeah.
What if Jones comes in and said, dude, I'm not going to put you on that island. My scheme doesn't call for you to do that. You still good against the run.
Against the run where, Taj?
The same run that ran up against us all season. That run. They team still run the ball.
He is the size of a defensive end. Well, he is still fast enough to chase quarterbacks. That's the only position he can play on there. He can't play linebacker no more.
He's too small to play defense end.
Oh, he said, sorry. I think it was 79. Oh, it was 79. But he had 150, but 79 total. Was it solo tackles? But he had over 100 tackles. I'll add this into this point. This is why I add this point. So you're like, I think this is my point, Taj. I get what you're saying, but you're gonna always. This is like when you're playing against good coordinators. If you don't have that athleticism like you used to have anymore, they're going to isolate you one way or the other. There's nothing that you can really do. Like, think about it. All right, you look at all the good defenses in the NFL. Who's got an old middle linebacker? Real talk. Like, I can simplify it that way.
I think Seattle has one.
Middle linebacker. They're Mike linebackers.
No,
older.
What about the Texans?
No, nope. All younger dudes. I'm saying like Your Mike line. I'm talking about your Mike linebacker. I'm not because your Mike linebacker is going to play the majority of the game.
That's true.
Because Mike is your quarterback. So your Mike linebacker is a vet. Like Bobby's how old? Like 33, 32. Like he's 33, 34, 35. And Bobby's has years in the game. You know what I mean? Your Mike linebacker at that age, in terms of a high quality defense, it is rare, man. So to me, that's the challenge with him alone anyway. Now, if you're telling me he's playing like weak side or something, yeah, sure. You can work around that. But him playing Mike linebacker, which that has been his position throughout his NFL career, you're putting your defense at a big disadvantage regardless. Because he will be on the field because you're the quarterback. You rock the set. You rock the set. You know what I mean? That's like me saying like I got like one of my safety, the safety I rely on. He may not be good in coverage. I gotta take him out. But now you the safety that I rely on because you rock the set. You rock the play call. Like it goes through you. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. That's the challenge with him. That's why I'm like, with Bobby, it's either like one, if you want to, and it's another thing, if you want to say keep Bobby, then you got everybody around Bobby got to be at a higher level.
No, don't say that, Wole.
I'm being real. That's the only way.
Everybody has to play their game.
No, I'm being real.
Got to go.
No, that's what you. No, I'm agreeing with you though. Listen, that's my point. Like that's the only way for me that he can legitimately like be out there. That's all I'm saying.
So what you saying, Wole, is that everybody you gotta hide him. You gotta hide him.
Oh, like he had like all right again. They
was hiding them all year.
Yeah, but you can't.
Plain sight.
So he used like I'm glad George used Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith doesn't play like you gotta play it. He don't play old though, and Harrison Smith ain't the same Harrison Smith he was before. But he don't play old though.
Harrison Smith been in the same system for 14 years, so he knows exactly what he's doing.
It's a rule. He's different though. But Bobby has lost a step. It is what it is. Like nobody making that up. Bobby lost a step. Harrison Smith, you could be, and when I say old, just because you old don't mean you are bad. There are older players who still ball in it. Like let's go quarterback. Tom Brady played for how long and still won Super Bowl. So it's about how you.
Please don't mention the most overrated quarterback.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
Oh, I'm ready for that conversation.
We're not doing that. We're doing this show. We ain't doing this show.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, saying that, like, it depends on how you play at that age. That's all I'm saying. But I like Harrison Smith. To me, he's about to retire. He's not going to be back in Minnesota, supposedly retired, or this is last year. So it is what it is.
To put a bow in this whole thing, when you're all pro. And coordinators for like 8 weeks straight just pick on you constantly. It's time to go.
Yeah,
it's time to go.
Oh yeah, 79 tackles this year. Bobby had 79 tackles this year. Okay.
Hey, if he had 79 tackles, see how much yardage the ball carrier had before he tackled him.
There you go.
I don't know what it is. I'm just saying, like, I'm not knocking, but like I get, like, all I'm saying, like,
well, like, stop saying that. Knock him, dog. I'm knocking. All right.
No, I'm just saying, Father Time is undefeated, bro. Like, I don't look at it like Bobby was a great player in his time in this league. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, what you asking him to do is impossible in terms of what today's NFL is. That's all I'm saying. And it's not. You can't, if you're depending on where you want to go as a team and a defense. If you're telling me I want to be an elite defense, then I can't have him as my middle linebacker. If I want to if my goal, if you tell me everybody's goal is to win a Super Bowl, everybody's goal is this, there's that. If I'm the DC personally, I'm like, for me to be able to play against some of these teams, I'm going to get this. I'm gonna see, and they're gonna have like this person out the backfield or this person out the back. I gotta be prepared for that. I got to make sure my defense is equipped to handle any situation, like any situation. That's what a good, like, yes, you play to your talent, but awesome defensive coordinator is ready for every situation. His personnel is ready for every situation.
Okay, that's another thing too. He gonna also bring people to work on his staff, and his staff might not like some of these players.
That's true.
Here's a question for everybody, though. Question: we got Jones coming in. What do you think is gonna be his favorite defensive back? That he probably like, all right, I'm an anchor behind you. You're gonna be the one that's gonna be the leader of this group.
Mikey.
He gonna like it. That's what he's gonna like is Mikey.
Let me tell y'all something, man. Mikey is a beast. Okay.
Bill Belichick. I mean, who's it? Bill Belichick? Who said that? Who liked Mikey? Bill Belichick, right?
Or Saban. Nick Saban.
Saban
the best.
You put Mikey at his natural cornerback spot. Mm-hmm. All right. He's a beast. He might be our best player on defense.
You don't think Trey Amos is the best player?
I think Trey.
Not yet.
I mean, I like Trey.
Not yet.
Well, I mean, everybody. This is off of.
With Jones, this is what I'm basing on. With Jones, he had Stephon Gilmore and Bryant. Who's the other corner he had out there? No, their corners are kind of long. Their corners are long.
Yeah, but
Murphy.
Murphy ain't that long. He ain't that tall. They had dudes like he deserves a lot of credit. He even had The old Commanders corner, Redskin Commander corner, the one for UCLA. What's his name? He was tall. Dude got burnt all the time. Monroe. He had Monroe.
Oh yeah, he did have Monroe there.
Yeah, I'm like, he couldn't work.
What was the question? Who's going to be the leader of the secondary?
Yeah, who you think Jones would be like? Yo, you gonna be my anchor, my secondary.
He ain't on the roster right now.
Oh.
He ain't on the roster right now. I'm gonna tell you what's going to happen. Jones either going to bring in the guy that he coached at safety. I think he's a free agent.
You mean Harrison Smith?
No, not the old dude that's about to retire, but another. They said another safety. I think I got to look it up, but I could be wrong with that. Or it's going to be a kid that they draft, Caleb Downs.
I knew you were going to say that.
Let me jump in. I'm going to say who I think. I'm going to be real with you. On the roster, I'll play the game on the roster. Like I don't know, I'll play this game on the roster. And y'all know I love Mikey, but it ain't gonna be Mikey. And I love Mikey. And I think Mikey, to Slim's point, I do think Mikey is going to have a great bounce back year. But I think it'll be Trey Amos. I think Trey Amos will be the dude. Like when you look at how he covers and he sticks on folks, he's a guy that I would identify and say, you know what, I can build around the way you play defense. Because like when if I play tight coverage, when we play tight coverage, you're gonna be around the football. Right.
So are we saying leader or best player?
I think that's what I wanted to know. Are you saying vocal?
I'm saying best player, but you know I can build around like you identify him like he's the best player. Cornerback one. Yeah, bottom line.
It'll be Amos.
Hey, dog, I'm still taking Mikey over.
I'm glad you would, man. Hey, DC Slim, I'm pro Mikey. But sometimes folks think I'm biased or whatever. So sometimes I gotta play the opposite game. So like,
I'm Mikey a beast, dog. And look, I'll tell you this: Mikey admitted it. Him and his wife.
His girl, I know.
Girlfriend, that was wild.
He said his head coach is ruining his life. So
he said actually not, man. He said
his girl said the system is messing up.
And notice when Joe Witt got fired, we ran the same system and everything kept going.
Well, you see, Mikey got to play outside. You know, that's all I'm saying.
But my beef with Mikey is he was part of the problem. He was part of the hear me out.
Let him finish.
Mikey attitude to me was suspect the whole year. I don't care about your outfit changes. I don't care about your girlfriend texting.
Oh, that's personal.
But that's part of it. That's part of it. We get it. Mikey was playing out of position, but Mikey didn't help himself out a lot either. But we're coming in. I don't care about you doing a Kyle Kuzma and worrying about the different hats and the.
All them dudes be doing that, John. So even like.
I get it, but he was up front with it.
No, he was. No, who's up front with it too, though?
Who?
I don't want to know. But go ahead, continue.
But then
you're like the quarterback was too. But go ahead, continue.
He went Hollywood.
You gonna do that? Like
he went Hollywood too.
All right. I'm about to say we gonna really do that. Like
they all went Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair, Tosh. That ain't fair. Cause CeeDee Lamb be looking like a nincompoop, but he be bald.
But you said
they all went Hollywood, man.
You said the key point. He balled. Like I said, if you're going out there putting up Deion Sanders numbers, I can't say nothing to you. But when you got your old lady talking about your scheme and man, you need to tell her put the phone down.
All right, you know what? But I will say that though. But what I'm saying, I'm Taj. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. So I'm gonna get it. But we need that same. Be real.
But people get mad when Jaden's folks do it.
No, folks barely say it. They starting to go on Mikey now.
I say it.
I'm just saying, like, I don't want to put people. I won't put people out there. I'm not putting people out there. But I'm just saying, like, they get the same outfit, and they got folks that be outside talking a lot. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, look, I know certain people watch this program. So that's
why I'm being quiet. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to be.
But some people need to put some people coming out looking like what's the TV show? Because if I say the name, everybody gonna get it. The Tasha, the Tasha.
Yeah.
I was just saying.
I'll say the game. I don't care. What we doing here?
But my problem with Mikey, and not just Mikey, but a lot of the players, they read them press clippings too soon. And part of Jones'
Oh,
job as a defensive coordinator, because to be honest with you, once you get rid of Wagner, you're gonna have a young defense. You pretty much gonna have a young defense.
Yes.
Your linebackers are going to be young, like everybody wanted. Your corners are going to be young. Your safeties, whether you keep Martin or not, if you draft one, they're going to be young. Yeah. So that's why I say it's important for Jones to inflict his personality and his mindset on them now, because at least on the offensive side, you got some veterans like Terry, the offensive lineman, Tunsil. You got some guys that can tell the offensive, hey, man, nah, we ain't doing that. But on that defensive side, I think that's part of the problem why they couldn't bench Wagner, because Wagner was the only veteran that the coach trusts. Thus, y'all calling him Dan Quinn's boy.
I will say this, though, but let me say this. They do have, like you're talking about throughout, like they do have like vets enough. Like Daron Payne is a vet. Like
he acted foolish that time.
He a vet, but I'm saying Von Miller is a vet. They're still there. You got, I'm not mentioning like whatever. He's there. Von Miller's there. You got vets in like you like your corners was a vet. But he was I real talk. Will Harris is a vet. I didn't know who's that old. He a vet for real. Now and also Doris Armstrong is not, he's been around the league, not
like an in between.
But I mean, but you got, even if you look at Minnesota, I use Minnesota as an example. They had Harrison Smith, who's a vet, and Jonathan Allen. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have the thing about it is you should have vets. I'm a believer of having vets, but the vet has to be a person that is able to do their job in wherever that job is. Whatever you ask them to do, they should be able to do it. You know what I mean?
We had Fowler, and if you look at DeMarcus Lawrence right now,
he killing.
I think he's the example of what a vet should look like.
That's a good point. That's what I'm saying. The vet you bring in. That's the vet the kind of vet you bring in. 9 years. I know Payne is a vet. Like he's been in the league long enough.
And that's why I asked the question. That Jones has to establish who his guys are, the ones already here. He has to establish a rapport with the guys who are here, who we feel are the anchors of his defense, and of course the new guys that he brings in. That's why I asked the question.
It's a good question.
Who is going to be like, yo, you my man. I need you. Well, I'm gonna lean on you. I need you to do this.
The person that to Taj's point, the person that I believe, if it's not like Caleb, if it's not my man Love, the person will be an individual they draft on. They draft. If it's not Jeremiah Love, it's going to be a person they draft. Because I do think if you don't get the running back, that the player they bring in will be. Chances are probably an edge rusher, to be honest with you. Because if I got to pay attention to Adam Peters, he'll probably be an edge rusher. But yeah, it'll be a defensive player though.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean. And if it's a defensive player, then I think that will be the player that Jones looks at and says, "All right, man, we're going to build it around you." Because I do think
why can't it be McGee?
Man, I want it to be McGee, but
McGee had to go there.
Slim. I agree with you, Slim, but NFL is funny, man. I feel like if McGee got this is what I agree with you, Slim, but there's nothing. This is what I will say. It's hard to see what you see in mini camp and stuff, or at this process. It's too late for Jones to see enough of tape for me, because he never got to play that position of Mike linebacker. You know what I mean? So I don't know. He has to be a visionary in a point where he's like, you know what I see translates into a middle linebacker. And that's not an easy thing to do. Todd used Greg Williams as an example, but then again, Greg Williams had to in camp, he had to figure out, Antonio Pierce could play middle linebacker. He's not a special teamer. He can play middle linebacker. Oh, Ryan Clark played cornerback all his life. Let's try you with safety. You look like you can play safety. You will be a good mesh with Sean Taylor. So, but that had to be figured out in camp. Now, if you're looking at it right now, how we're going to look at this team in totality, you're going to go in a situation in the draft and say, yeah, we probably going to need a new Mike. You can say that, with the draft pick. You can literally say that. You don't know if Jordan McGee. I don't think anybody put it this way. I may like Jordan McGee from what I've seen in tape in college and what he's got to do in the league, playing a different position. But that doesn't mean a dude who's coming fresh in it is going to be like that. You know what I mean? Looking at his body of work, his body of work is small. It's small. So you just have to be a believer if you believe that Jordan McGee can play Mike. But because he wasn't in practice all of last year. The only person he can trust is honestly Dan Quinn. So that would be a Dan Quinn influence move, to be real with you. If you want me to be 110 honest with you, like that would be a Dan Quinn influence move. And I want it to be personally, I want every move to be a Jones committed move. Yep. So that's he's gonna. So I believe that, like personally, and I agree with you though, Slim. I think I would love for them to say, let's give this position to McGee. But to be honest with you, I don't think he's shown enough in terms of the tape to say, you know what, he'll be good at middle linebacker because he didn't get that opportunity. That's why I go back and saying like why I was annoyed that he didn't get the opportunity for the last 3-4 games so we can know going into the offseason. So
let me ask you this question. So if we didn't get them young guys playing for 2 years, what makes you think that we will get them in there with this new guy?
Because all we can do is have hope because he's a new guy. And it's a different voice. Wow. Yeah, we go is lean on hope. And be real with you. Because to your point, there's nothing factual about that. Like there's nothing factual. I can't tell you because I'll be lying to you to tell you like just because we got a new OC, a new DC, he's gonna play nothing but young guys or he's gonna play all old guys. I don't know. But all I can give you is hope, and just to a point where all I can live off of his body of work in Minnesota under another guy, because we don't know him as a defensive coordinator. That's something we all too got to admit. We don't know him as a DC. We know him on the staff. We don't know him as a defensive coordinator in the NFL. So I'm just like, you know what? We gonna wait and see. But my hope is that like he gives all these dudes that we want like the guys I think that can really play, not them dudes that I don't think can play. I mean the guys who I feel like they can really play. Like give those the opportunity to play at a certain position. You know what I mean? And then we'll see from there. But for him, his thing is not going to be now. Like he can tell you right now in the draft who he wants and who he thinks will be a baller for him. If Adam Peters can listen to Cliff Kingsbury about a freaking tackle, you can listen to the defensive coordinator about a player who can help his defense. All right. So if he has a player,
you know what? That scares me, Wole, because if you sit here telling me that the guy I just hired 32 minutes ago is gonna be in my draft room and he ain't even coached nothing before. All right. My leadership in this building is terrible.
You know what? No. I'm gonna tell you why.
No.
Let me tell you why. Because I don't trust these dudes, bro. I'm trusting this outside voice. Look, all right. What did they give up against the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, Slim?
55 points.
All right, man. And what did they do down the stretch? What were the offense doing against this defense down the stretch?
Hey,
giving them work, right? Giving them work, right? Why am I going to trust that? Why am I going to trust that?
Let's go back to what we was talking about in the beginning. In a way, this dude, I don't think they're gonna give him that much.
They probably won't, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm to be honest with you. That's my hope. But to your point, though, I don't know if he gets that much.
I don't think he take the job to be. I don't think he take the job to be a yes man.
Not a yes man.
No, believe me. Hey, look, now I'm gonna tell y'all right now, fellas. Hey, look, I'm glad and I'm happy for this hire, but I find it weird with all of this great stuff that he doing. He picked this jump. Now, if I exclude him being from here, I don't think he would have picked this place.
All right.
Now, I can't. It's not fair to say, because we all know narcissistic Adam. Okay, he's not picking nobody that is not a yes man.
Well, yeah. Hold on, real quick, my man. Todd, you gotta be out. You gotta say something before you roll out, Todd.
Nah, man. Just thank you as always, brother, for a good show.
Appreciate you.
Gotta take care of
Todd, you the man, dog.
Thanks, Todd, my man.
And y'all, all y'all fans in the chat, don't jump off the bridge just yet. We good. We good.
Right. My man Todd, man. Appreciate
Todd's the voice of reasoning.
But
hey, it's okay to sleep on the couch till the divorce over, though. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. We would say if the 7th pick is on the clock, who do we get? Okay, I like this question, Willie. Who do you want? Like who? Like other than like, all right, know what? For this argument, because we're doing defense, we all want Jeremiah Love, right? Am I tripping?
No,
Oh no, I'm going with Love. Love is in the
All
air,
right.
baby.
So we want Love, but I'm not. We're not for this discussion. We're gonna go because we're talking defense. If it's a defensive player, if Love is gone, what defensive player do you take at 7 if available? And I'm gonna start. Hey, I'm gonna start with you, to Paul, because you've been doing some homework. So
you gotta give me more scenario. Who's available?
all right, let me.
You know me.
Downs will be available. I'll be legit.
I know that.
Now I'm looking at Reese not being available because I'm starting to see stuff.
Reese is 2. Reese is 2.
Yeah, Reese may be. No, I heard. They got Love as the second best prospect on some lists.
But Jets are going for Reese. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you're right. Reese Bain, the kid from Bain. Yeah, Bain, kid from Texas.
Bain
Tech.
going top 3.
I think so too. But a lot of people be hating though. The kid from Texas Tech. You got the other kid from Ohio State. Styles. Right? Yeah. He's moving up the board too. He's moving up on the board too. I've seen it. He's moving up on the board. So like players like that, like who you take at 7?
I'm gonna go. You know me. I look at the film. I'm gonna go for Jones defensively. I'm gonna go Styles.
Styles. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Styles.
He's
linebacker.
Linebacker. Okay. All right, Slim. Who you got? Who would you have?
Hey, I'm going with Love. I'm trading up to get him.
Nah,
I said defense, man. I said defense.
Hey, listen,
I said defense. I said defense.
So you ain't got that to trade up with.
I ain't mad at
I don't want no rookie. You can give me a late round linebacker. I don't want. See, the problem with I was talking to my buddy about this.
What you mean late round though? What you mean late?
Second or third.
Oh, okay.
Second or third round.
We don't got a second though.
We don't have a second or third.
Problem, man. We don't got
no, we can look. Let's watch me. I'm gonna create some trade capital for you right now.
Go ahead, man. Go for it, man.
To me, I think Tunsil should be on the trade market.
You would trade Tunsil,
bro?
Man, starting all over.
Tunsil is super inconsistent.
Oh nah, he been good.
Nah, bro, he ain't good.
We had this discussion before. Let me ask you this: Would you trade Tunsil for a star linebacker?
I would trade.
I would. You gotta give me better parameters than that.
You know what? No. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't. Because in the draft, like in the money value of player, this is the truth though. In the money value of player, it goes.
Oh yeah.
It goes quarterback, and this is good. And these two are interchangeable. Left tackle, defense, edge rusher. Those are interchangeable. Then like wide receiver and linebacker. So no, I wouldn't do it because in terms of like the way it goes and the scope of what we're talking about, you're more inclined to get the tackle is way rarer than the linebacker. That's just how it is. It's rare than a linebacker.
And
you got a few tackles in this draft that's good.
But they're not top 10 tackles.
Yeah, I'm saying like
I
know that's what I'm saying. Like it's not. I get where you're coming from because obviously you want to get a second round pick, but I just wouldn't trade him. I personally would. But go ahead, Slim.
I ain't. But you don't really your only trade capital is Tunsil.
I know.
It's really nobody else.
Yeah.
So if you really want to make a change, and look, Tunsil is good, but he's old too, dog.
What if you trade back?
I don't. Look, I'll be honest with you. I know people. This draft ain't gonna save us, dog.
Oh, I think you can get no. I think you can get to because of coaching to like what we're talking about. I do think you get the right, not like it's going to save you in terms of like you get 5 picks that could save you. I do think you get like one dude that can help you. Then the coaching can take advantage of the rest of the people that have remaining on the roster. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe, like you said, Slim. Like I told you, I believe in Jordan McGee. Like I don't feel like you need to get personally. I don't feel like you need to get a Mike linebacker. I think he can do it. But I just know how people in the league think. Like they didn't get to see it. Therefore, they're going to like be like, we can draft this player because this player is hot on the draft. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. But I know what you're coming from. I'm not arguing. I know you're coming from.
Hey, Slim, how you like this trade?
In the draft.
But Love is the best. But Love is awesome, though.
If you put Love on this team next year,
with Jaden,
this with Jaden and Bill, and you throw, I guess Terry going look. Guess what? Watch this. What if I throw this at you? You can trade Terry.
Yeah, it's for what though? For what?
For what?
I'll take a second round pick for him.
You ain't getting that.
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you?
Because First, he's 30. He'll be 31 years old,
Yeah, it's the
and
age is gonna mess that up,
and
bro.
nobody's
Age
going to
gonna mess
trade
it up.
for him. Nobody's gonna get a second round pick. But I got one for you, and Wole know about
I ain't
this.
mad at that though, but I mean, I give like as a Terry
I get what
supporter,
you're
I
saying.
would think about it though. I think about it. I ain't gonna hold you. Go ahead.
All right, Slim. How you think about this one? Now I know we like Love, right? Kansas City loves him more. Like Wall always says, somebody loves somebody, they rather give you up something. So why don't we switch with Kansas City?
You can definitely do it.
Take the 9th pick, but we get there in the value trade. If you trade up 2 spots, like we 7, Kansas City's 9. If you trade up 2, it's a swap in a 4th pick. You know you get a 4th rounder.
Yeah, you won't get a second. You won't get a second because it's too close.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
I ain't never really
you
been
get a
into.
third. No, but listen, you get a 3rd pick. So we had a 9th and we get a 3rd rounder. Then you get your linebacker in the 3rd round, and then you had a 9th pick.
Yeah, that'd be more valuable.
Okay, so accumulation of picks.
Yeah,
And I'm just saying this. I think they're useless because a lot of those dudes don't make the field.
Yeah.
All
I mean,
right.
so let me jump on that because I agree with you with that.
Mhm.
This is what my point is with that. And Slim, I'm gonna go back to you too. Is this how you gotta trust the person who's drafting at that slot, like who can do that, who can make that pick. So the question is, and then go back to Slim, is like, it's not that a lot like in the 3rd round, like 3rd rounds are supposed to be guys who play on your squad. Real talk. The question is for Slim, and because I do agree with where Slim's coming from. Do you trust Adam to pick the right person at that slot if you make that move? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's the question. That's the question.
The reason
Go ahead,
why I
Slim.
don't,
Go,
because he's cheap. So in other words, so if he picks a dynamic player, right?
Yeah.
And remember, we got Jaden contract coming up.
Yeah, I got you. No,
All right. I don't think. Look, man, I'm just gonna say this. I think Adam is a overrated GM. I think he's in way over his head. I will give him this. He might be great with numbers, though.
Yeah.
That's why we got all the 1-year contracts. He can move money around real well.
Me and Paul had this discussion too. Go ahead, though. I like
He's
it.
a terrible evaluator. Like, I don't think that should be up to him. Now, our other problem is, remember, we still got a whole bunch of the evaluators from the Shanahan era.
The scouts.
We just got rid of one, just left. So one left.
So when this draft come up, we got pick 7.
Yeah.
I think Love will fall in our lap.
I think so too.
I just don't think the teams in front of us. I don't think they need a running back besides Kansas City.
Yeah, and we before them.
See, that's the point. That's my whole point. If Kansas City love him like they do, like we do, if I can get something higher than what the value is, supposedly in the pick swap, I'll roll the dice. But I see what y'all saying. Do y'all trust the guy if we get a top, like another draft pick?
I feel like that's the thing. Like, and I'm gonna give Peters because I had to like go back. I'm not a fan. I don't hate Peters. Like my issue with Peters is his drafting is that it's what he drafts ahead of somebody else rather than his like some of the players have produced. So I can't like always like some of his players have done okay, but like I have issues with where he drafts certain people. Like draft when he drafted Connerly, I was like, there's a bunch of better players better than Connerly. Like you got him pretty early to me. Like if you're going to draft Connerly, you could have just traded back. And you probably would have still got Connerly trading back.
Exactly.
Like you could have had some of the players that are like one of the best. You got players out there who was drafted ahead of Connerly who are some of the best rookie defenders or rookie players in the league. You know what I'm saying? And they just chose him because, like, to me, it's about value. It's when they got Ben Sinnott. Like, I watched Ben Sinnott in college, but when you drafted that, you could have traded back and got Ben Sinnott. You didn't have to go and get Ben Sinnott there. He wasn't that valued over there. So it's my issue with him is like when you draft your players, like you can trade back for some of these players that you do draft. Like that's what it is. And you could have had more picks if that was the thing you wanted, but you like where you got your guys at, even like and as much and I love Mikey. I think to a certain extent you could have traded back a little bit and got Mikey. And I love Mikey. Like because on that team, Mikey wasn't even the best corner on the team. I'm a Michigan fan. He wasn't the best corner on the team. Will Johnson was, and Will Johnson didn't come out, but he wasn't the best corner on the team. So I just feel like where he drafts people are like, I don't know. It's a little interesting to me. But
he reaches a lot.
Yeah, he reaches. But some of the players, like again, you got sorry, I'm not gonna lie to you, but McCaffrey, like you got him. Was he a 4th rounder or a 3rd rounder?
3rd round pick. That's a reach.
3rd rounder for McCaffrey should not have been a thing. especially when you like the guys who were out there that were available. But again, I mean, that's my question with him. But when you do the body, if you really break down some of his guys and how some of them produce, yeah, Bill produced. I think Brandon Coleman was good at the spot they got Brandon Coleman. I think obviously Trey Amos, Jaden. I'm just looking at the last 2 years. Like a lot of these players produce for him. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to come out and say Connerly getting better as the years gone on, but I think that Connerly still going. Like I said, Connerly going to be a better player in year 3. That's where I think his max comes in terms of where he's going to be as a tackle. So to Slim's point, yeah, to me, I don't trust him to make the right pick at 3. Do I think the player can be a quality player in the later rounds? Yeah, they could be quality, but is it the right player at that position? Like, are you going to give up? Are you going to get the best player available in that situation? That's my question when it comes to Adam Peters. So that's to his point, I do think that he's slightly. I think people talk about him at such a highlight, like he's one of the best GMs in the game, and he's not. I think he's young. I think he's still finding his way. But I do think, to Slim's point, there is a slight touch of being overrated, because I do think that people they think like he's this guru, and I don't think he's a guru. I think he's learning how to be a GM. He's still figuring things out, because this is his first 2 years of being a GM in the NFL.
Well, here's the thing: his head scratches, like I know I'm picking on him, but
yeah,
Luke and Ben, their head scratches have not performed. That's what kind of brings it down.
Yeah, because
Newton showed some promise. See,
Newton
like you said, Mikey
got ability too. Like, yeah, to your point, go ahead.
Yeah, like, and Mikey showed promise, but like the Ben and Luke picks got those head scratches when we like, with Conley, like, yeah, why'd you pick them? Those 3 to me, like you said, Conley's gonna be good later on.
Yeah,
but last year, like I told you, they played themselves, because now you have to draft the edge rush this year. You could have got it last year, but you pick Conley where you could just put Coleman at right tackle. Now you're searching. So, like I said before, I think his 3rd round picks have not been hitting that much.
Coleman have not been hitting. You're
right. Coleman did good, but between Ben was a 2nd, which was a total reach, and Luke was a 3rd total. And then, but other than that, his picks, like, Bill hit, because everybody knew if Bill would have played, Bill wouldn't have been the 7th round.
Well, no one would, but I'm saying, but he hit because you got him there. Like, that's
exactly.
You did that. So that's a good move. That was a good move. You can't knock it.
But when you say hit, right?
But let me ask this question. Hey, hold on, Sam. I'm gonna get to you. I was going to read somebody tweet. Somebody had a comment in the chat. She said, "Are we keeping Debo?" I want to, but I don't think we are. You know what I'm saying? I want to, but I don't think we are. All right, go ahead, Slim.
I'm saying, okay, when you say hit, how long are you giving our draft picks? Like, I think we expected too much from our draft picks.
You're right. And Slim, you're right. I just think that, like, so you're right. So it's too early. Let me be fair, because I made this assumption to others about people giving up on people so soon. So you were right about that, Slim. I will say, I would say this, like, not even. Let me go back and say this. I just have more of an issue, like you mentioned, Ben Sinnott and McCaffrey, of why you draft those individuals where they draft them at. Because if you look at the pool of players in those draft classes, Ben Sinnott was far in between, higher than like the top tight end in that draft, and he went in the 2nd round. Like, he played H-back and was like, he was more of a blocking tight H-back, like a Chris Cooley, but it wasn't like he caught the ball at some crazy number, or his athleticism jumped off the mark in terms of speed or whatnot. He was athletic.
That was definitely a nepotism pick right there.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got McCaffrey, which I'm a Michigan fan. He played quarterback at Michigan and then went to Rice and played quarterback. And then if you look at his stats, like, you would expect a dude who went to Rice to give you like 1,500 receiving yards, because you're at Rice. Like,
when he doing that?
And he wasn't. He didn't.
But he only picked him because of his last name.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So that's where it comes from me about when. And to me, that type of player is drafted in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. You drafted him in the 4th round. You know what I mean? Was it 4th or 3rd? It was 4th, right?
3rd. You drafted
McCaffrey in the 3rd round. To me, that's ridiculous.
You know what's crazy though? I think the best players in this draft on any team are going to be selected later in the draft. The best players right now I'm saying people who can. It's only about 4 people who can start right now.
Oh, I think Bane can start. I like Bane a lot.
Bane, quarterback from Indiana.
Yeah,
Love. And I can't remember the other guy's name.
The kid from
but
Texas
it's only
Tech,
about
Reese.
Texas Tech. Those would be the only 4 I think you can insert right now.
You don't think Down starts? You don't think Down starts?
Top 10 can start. Everybody top 10 can start.
So you gotta remember a lot. This was gonna really be crazy in this year's draft. There's a lot of good teams with early picks.
I know you're right. That's a good point.
So that's gonna be the trick to this.
Yeah, because then they gonna have good players in their position. That's a fair point.
Now, I think I like the Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers right now. I think should be the example. They got a few guys 2 or 3 years ago, and they waiting them out. And you can see the results of it right now.
That's fair.
Right.
So I think our expectations sometimes. Look, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. To me, this is a 5-year rebuild with Dan Quinn. Gotcha. All right. Right now, we 5 years. All right.
Right now, you're counting it for starting now. It starts now. Or are you talking about like
I'm saying we on year 3 with it.
Okay, cool.
On 3.
All right. Now he shouldn't be going to 5. All right. Okay. I'm saying. Do you consider us rebuilding or like be honest?
Rebuilding. We're rebuilding.
So you're not expecting playoffs, anything like that, right?
No, not really. No. Personally, I don't. Okay. I wasn't. Like, let me be real with you, Slim. I wasn't expecting playoffs last year, so that just came out of Jaden being special. So what we all talking about. But yeah, I didn't expect that. And so my thought process was going to be year 3 is when I felt like we were supposed to be consistent enough, but now after last year,
so right now we supposed to be peaking.
We're supposed to be, yes. That's a fact. Yes.
So we're actually going backwards and starting the rebuild again.
Seems like it, yes.
And that's what I said. This is a soft reboot when you get rid of both your coordinators and you start with 2 young people. That means you say, "Hey, we're going 2 young guys. We're going to grow with them."
Yeah, I do believe that to my point, but I feel like. Yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. That's why it's essential for me. If I think, and it went back to the question: what does success look like for Jones? Because for him, this is what it's all about. Like for him, success looks like. But again, I like I said earlier, for him, success ain't going to be that. Like I have faith in this dude. Success ain't going to be that hard to reach, knowing what you were last year.
Exactly.
I don't know about that, Wole, because see, like I said, man, this team undermines everybody.
You think it'll be as bad as it was? You think it'll be bad as was? You think it's gonna be bad as it was? What we had to deal with? You think it'll be as bad?
No, you gotta remember, and I'm gonna keep going back to Adam and Dan.
All right,
I don't think he's gonna have enough power to tell them to shut up and let me do my thing.
No, I think I'm gonna be real. I think he's going to get an opportunity to do what he needs to do. And if he doesn't, it's a travesty. I'm not gonna lie. If he doesn't, it's a travesty. But I believe that he's gonna get the opportunity to do what he does, and I hope for it, man. As a HBCU alum myself, I hope he gets the opportunity to show folks what time it is. But we gotta end this show, man. It's been dope. We did a 2 hours strong on this show. I appreciate Todd Slim.
Hey man, that jump went fast. Good show.
I know,
man.
Right, y'all, Paul. Hey, some of y'all in the chat, man, y'all can join. I can get y'all
pull up.
Link.
Pull up. Pull up.
You know what I mean? Dang, Santiago, I'm gonna call you out, man, because you stay having comments. You know you my guy. You ain't
man.
Yeah, Santiago, come up, pull up, bro. I'm gonna call you out.
Yeah, Santiago, you ain't got to show your face. You can do the ghost face like DC Slim, man.
Yeah, we don't gotta do that, bro.
But now, hey, Paul, I show.
He showed it to me.
My face.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he does all the time. Yeah. I saw. Was that your daughter? Was your daughter?
That's my daughter, man. She be checking you out.
Adorable, man. Adorable, man.
Cool.
Hey, look. Let me ask you this before we check out.
What's up?
You man, just a quick question. This is a different team. Okay.
That's good.
So first, I done told you Tom Brady is the most overrated quarterback ever. Right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'll just be honest with you.
But go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead.
He is a team quarterback. He's probably 4th or 5th in line on their success. Vinatieri is higher than him. Be honest.
So? I won't say that. Man, I will say this. No. This is what I will say. This is what I will say about Tom, man. I will say this because I had to as a Michigan fan. I'm a Michigan fan, and I used to hate on Tom Brady.
Here we go.
Reason. So I'm gonna tell you what. So my thing about Tom, I will say this: they give him too much credit for the first 3 Super Bowls, and that joint Well, he was more of a manager than anything. Like, he wasn't even Super Bowl. Like, if you look at the first Super Bowl, like Ty Law and them really like worked that system. Like Ty Law and them was like that. Then you look at the Super Bowl he won. Deion Branch, I believe, was like Super Bowl MVP in one of them joints.
Willie McGinnis,
yeah.
Will.
So he got better. So to give him his flowers, he got better. Like I want to say like was it the Eagles Super Bowl? I don't know when they beat the Eagles or maybe after that, where I felt like he did started winning it on his own. The Atlanta joint was like he turned, even though he played bad in the first half of that joint, he turned up in the second half. So like, and to your point, so I know where you're coming from. I feel like this is why this is a sports thing in general. A lot of people use rings as the end all be all, and I kind of get annoyed at that because it's like a team game, like especially football like at quarterback positions, because everybody wants to crap on like Bill Belichick, but like Tom Brady has always, for Tom Brady, he's always had a top level defense, and that's because of Bill Belichick. So Tom Brady
and Tampa Bay, he went to Tampa Bay.
So everybody gets on like, that's why I don't like the Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning argument, because Peyton rarely had a great defenses. He always had
the sheriff.
He always had
to go against him.
The sheriff. Who talking the sheriff?
Sheriff is Peyton Manning.
Yeah, all right. You like Peyton? Okay, so I'm gonna be real with you. So I take Peyton over Tom personally, because I feel like, and this is a whole different discussion. I know we're doing a whole different thing, but the reason to your point, Slim, is because Peyton had to go against a Belichick defense. Tom never had to go against a defense like that when he played against Peyton. You know what I'm saying?
Let me throw some names at you real quick. Mm-hmm. Is he better than Drew Brees? No.
Yeah, I'll take him over Drew Brees. Yeah, I'll take him over Drew
Brees. Let me clarify this. As just a quarterback.
Yeah, I will, because Drew Brees threw that. No, man, Drew Brees was throwing them joints up. He's throwing them moon balls that sometimes he's just like.
Well, let me try another one.
No, Drew Brees didn't get good till he got with Sean Payton. Let's be honest.
Well, that too, but even with Peyton though, he was. Go ahead, Slim. I got some stuff on Brees though. Go ahead though.
Okay, put it like this. I am tired of people using the word GOAT. Okay, it should be a standard if you gonna say GOAT.
I mean, Dan Marino, like my favorite, like my Dan
Marino and Joe Montana are the two greatest quarterbacks.
I think Joe. So I used to make those arguments. So I agree with you. So I actually agree with you right there, because I use Dan Marino. My favorite quarterback of all time. Favorite is different from being a GOAT. Like Randall Cunningham is my favorite quarterback of all time, but that's not a GOAT conversation. That's just my favorite quarterback. But like to your point, I've always said, like, again, situations mean everything. You know what I mean? Like. When I look at Dan Marino, and this is, Joe Montana, even though I used to hate the Niners because my dad, rest in peace, used to annoy the hell about me about the Niners, and I'm a Redskin fan, and he used to gloat like, "Why you worry about your? Why do you like that team? They give you headaches all the time." I used to always be the little running jump with him, and like, but I will be keeping it real. I watched Joe Montana with Steve Young. I'm sorry, Jerry Rice with Steve Young. And I've seen him with Joe Montana. I will say this. Jerry Rice ain't had to work hard with Joe Montana as a quarterback.
Nope.
Like, everything was in stride. Everything was like on the money. If you look at Steve, like Jerry Rice would kind of have to jump over between two people and all this. I was like, Joe Montana makes life easy. Like he makes like really easy. And then when you seen him when he went to the Chiefs, he still was doing this thing. So I do agree. Dan Marino to me is the best throwing quarterback I've ever seen in my life. Him and Warren Moon, like I feel like Dan Marino never had, which comparable to Joe Montana, Dan Marino never had the defenses that Joe Montana was afforded with when he was the Niners. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why again everybody goes to rings and how you get there and that and the other. I'd be like, yeah, but some dudes have better situations. Joe Montana ain't had the situations Dan Marino didn't have situations that Joe Montana had. So it's different, man. It's like a whole different argument that I've always had. Because I think, to be real with you, I think Dan Marino gets shitted on like all the time when we talk about these GOAT conversations. Because I think Dan Marino, if you put Dan Marino on the Patriots, you put Dan Marino on the Niners, Dan Marino, all these teams that won bowls, Dan Marino's a Super Bowl champion. No one ever going to change my mind. Dan Marino, like the year that John Elway won, John Elway was great throughout most of his career. The year that he played, his worst was when he won the Super Bowls. Those weren't the best versions of Dan Marino of John Elway.
John Elway, right?
What happened with John Elway? With his defense got better, and they had a good running scheme with Terrell Davis. Like, but truth be told, that was not the best version of John Elway at all.
That's what I tell people. John Elway best version when he was with the drive, he had to get the Browns.
Like, yeah, that was his best. era of John Elway was dynamic. Like that's the best era of John Elway.
You talk about franchise quarterback. To me, John Elway is the definition of a franchise quarterback because he carried that team that had nothing.
That team. No, he carried that team. He had nothing.
I don't know about that, fellas. Because John Elway got them people to the Super Bowl 3 years straight.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
we did. That's what I'm saying.
With his like the year, like his receivers weren't comparable to anybody else. That's what I'm saying. Like, man, some of these dudes that we don't talk about enough. Man, Warren Moon was like crazy.
It's like
bro.
that.
Like we don't even talk about
Warren Moon was the Black Dan Marino.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah. Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So
I like, man, one day, Whoa, I would love for you, man. Let's just talk sports so I can explain to you. You see how I said Tom Brady overrated? One day we can have a conversation. I can show you why Michael Jordan is overrated.
Look,
all right, I'm out on that. I'm out.
Hey, DC, you know what? We kind of agree though.
You know what? Hey, we need to do a show.
You know my goat. You know who my goat is?
He's
an owner he's like part of the owners of the Washington.
Magic. Because you Laker fan.
That's my goal. And I could give you reasons why. Like, let me put it this way: what's the best era in basketball? The best
era that Kobe played in.
That's the best era to you.
Kobe played the most athletic and best players in NBA history.
Mid 80s, early 2000s. That's about it. That's the best run.
Michael Jordan ain't played nobody in their prime. He's never beat nobody in their prime.
Look. No.
That's the truth.
That is true. So that's why y'all don't like
beat Larry Bird.
Oh, yep. There you go. That's why
Larry
I be telling folks.
Hey,
tell them. Hey, so this is why I would tell you. This is why I mentioned that era. This is what I be.
But that wasn't his era though. That wasn't Jordan. Jordan was a young pup. He was
Jordan
a pup.
was in the 80s. He was in the 80s. He was
right. But I'm saying Jordan had to pay
83, 84. Right. He was 84.
Everybody got to pay their dues.
I agree.
Mike wasn't. He wasn't there yet.
So this is my point. Nobody does that to other players though. Like they don't use that criteria with other players. Like I'm gonna be real. When y'all folks hate on, I'm not that like LeBron. No one says when LeBron lost to the Spurs. No one says LeBron should beat the San Antonio Spurs with the Cleveland Cavaliers. No one says that. They say no one says a young LeBron. It was year 2 in the league when he lost to the Spurs. That's LeBron's fault. That's what everybody says. That's LeBron's fault. No one says LeBron played the Spurs with Tim Duncan that year. He carried that sorry Cavs team to the finals. No one says, "Oh, that was a great work. That's great work by LeBron." No, they say, "Look, LeBron lost that." That's what they say. But when like Jordan losing to what Slim is saying, he lost to Isaiah and them in the prime. They lost to Isaiah and them when Isaiah and them were in their prime. He lost to them. Right. He lost to the like Slim said.
My Lakers used to destroy him. He didn't beat the Lakers until Magic caught that thing.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. He beat when he won his championship. When he won his championship, and they talked about him beating Magic. That's not even That's not even Magic in his prime.
That was Magic. I understand. And
that's what I'm saying. Like I know what you're right. Everybody, I agree with you. You're right. What you're saying. Everybody gets. You gotta pay your dues, but no one uses that in their argument. No one uses that in the 80s when Zeke talk bad, like when Zeke is like and Zeke's salty, but when Zeke be talking his mess, I know what he's talking about. He said, "Dude, he said in my era, he ain't do nothing." Like
that was facts. We saw that. I ain't gonna deny because I grew up in it. It's like, he had to go through Boston and Detroit. He wasn't ready.
But no one talks about that. As if he came into the league, boom, 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 won championships. Like this, and I use and Slim to your argument. I'm gonna say this too. Like, all right, other players, Magic, whoever. How many different coaches did Jordan win championships with? It's really easy.
Just one.
Right?
And I wouldn't even say that. You know why Jordan won? You ready for this?
What?
My second favorite player, my first favorite player of all time is Kobe Bryant. My second one is Rubber Nose, Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, you like Scottie? Oh, you're Scottie.
Scottie Pippen is the reason why Michael Jordan got anything.
Well,
Michael Jordan never checked the best player. He never did.
But so we get
To your
construed
point,
these times.
no.
Everybody in that time had a super team.
No. But I'll say this much too. Like, yeah.
No, only
So
Chicago.
Scotty got it. Jordan did check at a time. He did. And Scotty gave him time. To your point,
score.
Scotty started checking the best player. He did though. You're right. Scotty started checking the best player. Scotty checked Magic in that champ. Look, Scotty checked Magic. Jordan was checking Magic in game 1, the game we won. Jordan was checking Magic the game we won. Yes, Jordan was checking Magic that game. Then they switched and put Scotty on Magic, and then Magic. So Jordan was more fresh. So Jordan got to do his thing. So I know what you're saying. Like that, Scotty, and that's another thing too. It's like, and this is why I hate like, because Jordan is so like, it's untouchable, right? So to a point
it's the shoes. Well, they just
I know it is. I know it's the shoes. That's another argument. That's another argument. Yeah, I don't like that people. And I wasn't like in real time, Scotty used to annoy the hell out of me. But like, I don't diminish Scottie Pippen. Like people, because to uplift Jordan as the GOAT or with the term the GOAT, they diminish Scotty, which I don't like. Like if folks act like Scotty ain't helped him win championships, which is wild to me. Like it's like Jordan did it by himself. He did not do it by himself at all. So like Slim's point, it didn't get to the point of dominance till Scotty got to his level of where he was as the point forward, and then his elite defense. So you got a point forward who can score the ball, pass the ball in a triangle, and then you got to do with it. Not only that, he play elite defense with it. So it's like, dude.
Yeah, what you can say about the Bulls at that time? They were ahead of their time because they had elite wings.
Exactly.
They had elite wings. They had elite wings at the time.
Everybody needs somebody. No, I agree.
They were.
But see, Ellison, I agree with you. Everybody, now we change the show to a whole different show. But Ellison, everybody, I agree with you. Everybody that's my point. Everybody needs somebody, but that's not the argument that's used with Jordan, though. You dig what I'm saying? Like with LeBron, all right, LeBron stayed in Cleveland. He ain't had no help in Cleveland. So y'all get mad. Nobody wanted to come. Let's be real. Nobody wanted to come to Cleveland. It's trash, right? But we diminished him for not winning. I'm telling you,
he had no help in Cleveland.
What we have in Cleveland?
No,
don't
first
say
run. No, don't
first
say
run.
no,
The first run, not the second run. The first run. No, I'm not going. Come on, Kyrie Irving. Come on now. I'm not going. I know basketball. I'm not going.
Hey, Slim. They first run here. Boobie Gibson was the second.
Boobie Gibson, bro. What we doing here? But everybody,
they was balling. Everybody with you. I'll agree with you.
Everybody, but no one cares about that though. They don't say that. They just say that's LeBron's fault. And then when he go to Miami, right, they get help. Which again, like that was like getting botched anyway. That's wild. But still though, he went there to get help. You dig what I'm saying? And then he went to championships. So, but to Ellis's point, everybody does need help. You know what I mean? They do need help to win a championship. Like it wasn't just Jordan and Pippen. Horace Grant at that time was an all-star power forward.
Yeah.
You had Dennis Rodman. You had Dennis Rodman later on the second term was one of the best rebounders ever. Tony Kukoc was like freaking the
best
Luka Doncic over there up in playing overseas. So everybody has talent.
And don't forget, Michael Jordan used to come off the bench on North Carolina. He was the sixth best player.
Jordan started.
Come on,
James Worthy was number one, right?
James Worthy was the best player. Yes, James Worthy was the best player.
Jordan was a sixth man on that. That video you see of him dunking, he wasn't like that.
No, I'm gonna say this like
LeBron and Tom Brady are the most overrated.
No, I'm not diminishing nobody. I'm not. Look.
No.
Who did have it? Oh, look. Magic had. Look. I'm the first to tell you, Magic had players. Don't get it twisted.
Magic had everybody.
I love Magic. But look, but you know what? I can pull up all Magic. I was in elementary school. I wrote a Magic Johnson report. I am a Magic Johnson fan for real. So I will tell you, like his obviously y'all know that, like y'all saw Winning Time. I don't gotta tell y'all the stories or whatever. But rookie year won a championship. I mean, I'm saying Kareem out. He went against Doc. Played center.
Me and you are Magic fans. Let me tell you right now, Kareem second was all-time leading scorer, but he ain't
Kareem is arguably. You know what? Kareem is the real. No one talk about Cap like Cap should be the best freaking basketball player ever. Like
but with Cap with the Lakers, he ain't win until 32 got there.
I know, but I agree. But I'm saying we don't talk about Cap then dominated every level of basketball. Cap arguably is the best basketball player ever.
Ever.
He's dominated every level.
Was drafted. They wasn't just picked off other teams.
I'm just saying, like, but Magic had folks. But I'll tell you this though. This is why Magic is great. This is why I tell you, like, this is my example of why Magic is great. Is that go to that year that we did get to the finals. James Worthy was already done. That year we got to the finals, James Worthy was done. Sam Perkins, all he did was shoot threes from the outside. And may have been, like, truth be told, in terms of body work and where he was at, may have been the third, fourth player of the team. We had a young Vlade Divac who was just green in the game. Magic is the one who willed that team to the finals by himself. Watch the game by himself. Watch the series against Portland prior to us getting to the NBA Finals. Watch that series by himself.
You taking Magic over Kobe as the greatest Laker?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Because Magic had because I'm gonna tell you why.
Why? Oh my God.
Right, so DC, as a Kobe, you're a Kobe fan, right? So you say you're a Kobe fan.
Yeah.
Like, how many champions? This is the thing we use as being that dude. How many championships? Like, I'm a Laker fan. Yo, I live in real time. Shaq was those 3 championships. Kobe, it wasn't all Shaq. So it's never all anybody. But Shaq was the alpha on that joint, hands down.
Shaq only dominated in the finals of all those playoff series.
But he averaged the most points on the team throughout those 3 games. I think other than maybe he was close to last year. Kobe was close to averaging up to Shaq. But Shaq averaged the most points for those.
But he wasn't working for that. He wasn't. I
know. But I'm just saying.
Just because of how tall he was.
I'm just saying. I know what you're saying. But like, I'm just saying, like, in that time frame, like, that's what it was though. Like, Shaq was the dude. Like, that was the dude. Now, if you want to use rings, he was though. Come on, man.
Not rings. What I'm saying is, Kobe Bryant played against the best talent in NBA history, meaning the 2 guards, the point guards, and the defense was way better. Okay, Michael Jordan.
Go for it.
Michael Jordan didn't play against a Kevin Garnett and a Tim Duncan. Kobe was everybody. Okay. Look, Kobe is a better look. I don't think. And I'm gonna start this. I don't even care.
Go for it.
Michael Jordan can't do nothing better than Kobe to me.
But you know what?
How can you say that?
No. I'm gonna tell you this is the problem. Hey, let me go. I'm gonna answer that one, but real quick. And we're gonna end the show. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But this is now you in my lane. Basketball is like my lane.
Yeah, so
Ellison, with the Bird hat. He had McHale and Parrish. That was his team was at that time was stacked. It was stacked like the Lakers comparatively.
But hold up. To be fair on what that comment is, the Lakers in Boston was drafted.
They were drafted. They were drafted.
Like
they drafted
other super teams. So I don't know if we.
But that's the time. That free agency wasn't big in the 80s back then.
Hey, Ellison, I do want to say this though. People need to put more respect on Bird's name too.
They definitely do.
I think they real dirty when they talk about Larry Bird and what his dominance was in the 80s. They are really dirty.
He used to dog. You know he swept Mike
everybody, bro. He is that. We go back to his stats. Like his stats are like Paul said. Some people play it like the Bulls were ahead of their time. His stats, Bird's stats in the 80s were ahead of their time. Real talk, ahead of his time. Like with the work he was doing. Even the year his back was hurt, I think he averaged about 29 to 30, bro.
Yeah,
like
it's
crazy, man. Like people don't put respect on his name, period. But I will say this about like it's hard. You know how it is. Like when you play somebody's game, everybody's gonna always go with the original. You dig what I'm saying? Because that's the only
not the original
of that type of game is the fadeaway, like the Kobe footwork fadeaway game is like basically like. Come on, Mike.
No.
Come on,
Kobe footwork game is Olajuwon. Here's how
no. His footwork, no. You're right. No. Because he worked with Olajuwon. Believe me, I know this. He trained with Olajuwon. I know this. I believe me, I know everything about it.
Kobe don't do nothing similar to Mike.
No, he do. No.
He does.
The Jazz series, the pump fakes, that's a Mike thing. His pump fake game is on the Mike.
I think we always say that because they similar in size.
What
do you want?
He said it himself, though, bro.
They do the same thing.
No, Slim. He said it himself, though, man. Rest in peace to the dead. But Kobe said it himself. Like he got his game were from Mike. People, his game
Let's clarify what he said. He said Mike is one of the. Kobe is a mixture of like 9 different players.
His footwork. This is why I would tell you what Kobe does better than Mike. It's just a souped up on certain. Because I've always said this. Like it's some things are just souped up. Like his pack game, his handle was better than Mike by far. Like you ain't gonna get me on that.
Is he a better shooter than Mike?
Yeah, he is.
Just
He
go
got
on
more
down the
range.
line.
He got
And
more
watch
range.
how you lose this argument.
No, he got more
What
range than
can-
Mike.
What can
got
Mike
more
do?
range.
His defense is a
I
push.
feel like Mike finishes better at the rim than Kobe.
Huh?
Yeah, Mike finished better at the rim than Kobe.
So you're just saying Mike is more exciting than Kobe.
Todd. I grew up disliking Mike. So you like, I mean, not tell me, Slim. I grew up disliking Mike. So I'm just saying. I'm letting you know. I'm not coming from a place of bias. I just want you to know that I'm not.
I'm coming from honesty. I'm saying Michael Jordan is exciting, but he is not a better all-around player. He ain't got more in his bag. Mike ain't got nothing over him.
Mike is the most fundamentally sound basketball player ever.
No. I'm saying
that is the most overrated statement ever.
No, it ain't.
No, I'm gonna say this though, because some of this, like Slim said, and I do agree. Damn, we gonna over like this. We talking about basketball. Yeah. I'm about to close the show, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. No, you good. I'm about to close the show. But I am about to close it. But I will say, I want to end this with this comment. Yeah, I'm gonna say and folks, I don't want to act like people don't know what bag work mean, but in his bag, you talking about bag work for real? Kobe got more in his bag than Mike. In his bag. Bag work is different. Fundamentals is different. Like I know you're saying fundamentally sound. I go like Mike, but bag work is totally different. Like Kobe bag work.
If they play 1-on-1, who will win?
That's a tough one. I think Kobe.
I'm taking Kobe.
I kind of think. I think team game is different from like 1-on-1. If you talk about 1-on-1, I take Kobe too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey, dog,
one point if I let y'all go, man. Y'all gotta say it's an evolution. Yeah, Kobe took pieces of Mike.
It's evolution. Yeah, I agree with you.
Evolution of the game. Kobe handled better because he did. It's evolution.
Yeah,
it's
it sound like evolution shaming right now. That's what we doing.
No. Because real talk, I said like the crop of dudes that playing now. Man, the talent what's going on, the talent the IQ different, but the talent,
talent different.
It's crazy, bro. The talent is great.
Ain't no talent in the NBA right now.
No. Talent is great, dog. It's the IQ that's the problem. The talent is great.
There's no defense, so everybody looks good.
Well, no, the footwork. No, you good, dog. But the footwork, how they get it, it's different, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Like the defense sucks, though. I'm not gonna hold you on that one.
But you understand that the game is not the game.
Since Kobe died.
The game ain't played 23.
Man, you missing some talented dudes, but I ain't gonna hold you. Go ahead.
The game is played 35 feet and out now because everybody can shoot the deep ball.
Oh man, the range is silly. It's silly. It's all right, y'all, man. Appreciate everybody pulling up. We just gave y'all we gave y'all about 35 minutes of basketball talk with it. But you know what? That's what we do here in Urban Sports Saying. We just look, man. It's like barbershop talk. We just keep it 100. You know what time it is. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Saying for ages. Yeah, deuces. We are out.
Wole, Paul.